your game. Vivo V15 series. Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night. The newest mode in the zombie universe is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number 1 in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile. Be the one.
Now they're slowly going to be compound breached, and there it is, right in the back. That's going to be the end. You're going to have to do something, or you might get shut down at this point in time versus SOI. Now I just have one knock, and one of the beasts of the road. Hodge going to be the next remaining member.
The raw knockdown was essentially a 1v3 situation. He's going to face his death, but he knocks down JN.
Oh no! Hasn't quite done it right now, but still SOI. The chick damage doing absolutely insane work on their side. Okay then, okay, that was a really sexy grenade coming on through. And they're going to be able to get one nice knock, actually a shutdown. Barely makes it through, but he's going to be shot in the distance by Nomad Warriors, but still. And they're going to try and face it off right now. On his knees right there. Trying to pull off a 3-1 split in these compounds. Not really working out for them so far. SNG Bloody extremely low. Might get shut down at the end again. Another kill, and Bloody will be finally put on his knees into submission.
headshot. It's trying to be revived, but he gets that wipe.
Here's the breach coming on through from Team Hype, trying to go on top of Trust the Process, and they do take this one home. Imperium for the time being. There it is. Hype get on top, get 3 knockdowns.
Vcash is still prone down. He gets a lockdown onto Gurkha.
Destro and only one more remaining for No Mercy. They do knock Destro. Punisher, the last member remaining. Can he pull off the nice move? Can he pull off the clutch? And Breach trying to pick it up. He's going to face a 1v2 scenario. Punisher, can he do it? Not really going his way.
But Csprogaming, they're going to look to take advantage and squad wipe Rose as a 2-man team for now. Are Rose going to be able to react? But no, they get squad wiped by CSP. Just like that. Headshot. What the hell? What? You had clear shots on to Trust the Process, but you didn't make it. You get yourself knocked down.
Eugene is spotted out. I do believe by Nomad Warriors, but Nurik is going to be put down on his knees. Csprogaming finally looking for the breach, but still they just can't do it. And there's so much pressure by Nomad Warriors, they just can't make it through. And now they're looking for the cleanup. It's cleaning time, ladies and gentlemen. Cam to win, going to be facing up against each other. Disconnect is going to be instantly flushed away.
Could we see Rose coming out on top? Salty are taking a lot of damage. Rose behind that tree.
What?
It's a squad wipe coming out from Rose on the Salty squad. Are Hype going to be able to redeem? Allow Nova to hopefully overhead. And with Salty squad also being wiped out earlier on, this is perfect position for Nova to come out on top. But now we see Nomad Warriors really putting pressure onto ELEMENTRIX.
You can see the instant karma of 4 members in 1 car. Why would it do that, ELEMENTRIX? You're freaking, it's 10 teams remaining. Spray action with the M4, really stable weapon at this distance, really works well for them. And look at that bolt action with the M16.
They overtook the hill. This is between Nomad Warriors and RG, and right now it's going to come out between these 2 teams. Nomad Warriors slightly coming out on top, as we do see Zhao crazy from a distance on the Destroyer.
I mean,
They will get the kills, extra kill points. Bullet knocks down.
an utter mayhem.
Oh, this is crazy in this circle, moving from the west, showing strong potential. Hype going up against SNG from a distance. Stan's actually knocked down Turtle. That's actually going to be a squad wipe coming out.
Pretty far away. He has a few. No mercy. And just everyone is shooting, but not really connecting that much bullets. But there we go. He destroyed Crazy. Going to be flushed away by Punisher. Can he find also Mans? He also got knocked. There it is. There's the second kill. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today is day 2 and the final day of the PMCO Wildcard series. And we're about to end it all today.
It feels bad, man. It's been a long journey. It's been
a fun journey.
Arduous. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's been, you know, upsetting in terms of teams not doing as well as we expected.
I want to forget that Miramar game,
Yeah, I know. Right? We've had so many amazing moments, but at the end of the day, it comes down to this. All right, Max. 5 games, so many teams still in the running to claim that top spot. Of course, it's in their control to make the most of the opportunity.
They've got to try and do their best today because once again, these teams are fighting for the #1 spot that gives you $9,000 already right off the bat. That's pretty juicy after all.
It's not too bad.
It's not. I mean, I'll take it. But also on top of that, what do you get? You get yourself a nice spot in the Berlin Global Final live event later on this year. If you do not remember the rules, what happens for the PMCO Wildcard series, here are the rules for you beautiful people at home. #1, chicken dinner, 30 points going your way. Once again, 1 kill equal 1 point. And some teams apparently in this Wildcard series have been focusing way more on kills. I'm looking at you, Team Rose.
Yeah, Rose have more kill points than they do have standing points, which is kind of crazy in terms of it's just not really normal. But when we look at and think of how aggressive Rose has been in the group stages and semi-finals, we're kind of not surprised in terms of the kill points. It's more how disappointing they've been in the point standings from the first 5 games. If they improve on that, yeah, of course they're going to match the kill points and are going to really climb the standings.
Let's hope we can have a little bit of a better performance coming out from Team Rose and the other teams also today. Anyways, we're going to have the same formula today for the schedule. Start off with Sanhok, really aggressive, a good way to start off the day. Followed up with Vikendi, Erangel, Miramar, and again, Erangel action. Trust the Process going to be happy team today as they had a high amount of success on that team yesterday, Imperium.
Yeah, and they're lying in third with 91 points. It's nothing to be sniffed at. And, you know, as we will obviously go and look at the standings, what's really been good for me, there you go. Oh, look at that.
Thank you, production.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, we see SOLTISQUAD are in first place with 118 points. Nomad Warriors in second place with 110. Nova and Trust the Process matching on the same points. But as you look down, the obvious thing is that there's so little points in the difference, even down to 11th place, Max. And
11,
all
12,
of these
yeah.
teams really have so many chances to climb that rankings and take that top spot.
Yeah, like what, about 50 to 60 point difference in 5 games? That's like 2 chicken dinners. If you can do, like, pull off a SOLTISQUAD that did yesterday, once again, the 2 first games, they got 2 chicken dinners. You can pull off a comeback, get that #1 spot, and fly over to Berlin later on this year. But we need better performances. We do not want to see a repeat from some of these teams, what they did yesterday, lacking in repositioning, playing too aggressive and losing early on, like early team fights. You don't want to see these kind of gameplay styles happening today.
Leaving it too late to go to the circle, you know, and dying in the blue zone. It's just really not a comfortable way to go down in these games. The typical example I want to point out is No Mercy. They're currently lying in 11th place, and you go, oh yeah, they're doing okay. They got the last chicken dinner, so you got to think, how bad were they doing before that last game? They were not doing good at all. Part of the reason why they won that last game was they just realistically overall shifted their attitude and their gameplay style to exactly what you pointed out, Maxman. Positioning in the right way, moving over to the circle as quickly as possible, getting that better positioning, which made them more comfortable as a team, more synergized, and they ended up taking the chicken dinner forward. And we see their point standings and how close they still are to the top spots.
Oh, look at this. This is a graphic we haven't been seeing. The map average points for Sanhok, SOLTISQUAD. Well, SOLTISQUAD, pretty obvious. They had that chicken dinner. They got 30 points going their way. And after that, yesterday, they also got 7 kills on top of that. So SOLTISQUAD, really, so far, they are the Sanhok champions for the regional finals. Imperium then followed up with Nomad Warriors, which also in the semi-finals, Nomad Warriors, they had a high amount of success on this map. Like, Sanhok is their home location.
Yeah, it is. It's the jungle. In terms of, like, they were just able to dominate the positioning, know where the enemy teams were around them in terms of just knowing the locations and where the best parts are to, let's say, cover behind. And yeah, absolutely fantastic seeing them come out. And this is Erangel, that points average. Trust the process.
We talked about it before, yeah. Trust the process. They got the rotation in their mind. They know exactly what they're going to do every single game. Their rotation consists of dropping Nova on Military Island, rotating on the the East Bridge, and then rotating above the river. And most of the time, by doing that rotation, you're going to find yourself in the next circle, and no one is really going to stop you because that's not really a famous like drop zone, and no one's going to really stop you from rotating inwards.
Yeah, and teams are tending not to really bridge camp. Especially at this stage of the tournament, they're just looking after themselves. And of course, as we move on to the average points for Miramar, of course, we only had 1 game on Miramar, but RGStarTeam, they're currently lying in 6th place, and 43 of their 75 points came from Miramar map alone, Maxon.
That means that they got to increase that continuity. Like, they haven't been doing that good overall the games, but Miramar have been working out for them. They waited for an opportunity to pull off a 3-man party at the last team fight when only 3 teams were remaining. So RGStarTeam, they secured that chicken dinner with 13 kills on top. And then you had No Mercy, that was in the bottom section. They got the number 8 position. I was expecting a lot more from No Mercy on Miramar because they were so good during the group stage on that map, and they just kind of fell off on that map on Miramar yesterday.
Well, that's the thing. They just disappointed in every game themselves. Not well, okay.
What was your favorite team? You're being hard.
Well, of course. But they were a little bit disappointing on every map except for that last game in Erangel. And as we move on to Vikendi, SOLTISQUAD being that average point top place right now with 40 points. As you said, they won the first 2 games, which was Sanhok and Vikendi. An absolutely fantastic points average.
Yeah, SOLTISQUAD had 10 extra kills right on top. And Trust the Process still lurking in the shadows, you know, still on Vikendi, not one of their main maps, not one that they're really that comfortable with. And they secured themselves a juicy 20 points going over their way. I think they were 4th position overall or something like that. Yeah. So Trust the Process, congratulations for that once again. And still, another team just lurking is Nomad Warriors. They've just been so consistent, semi-finals, they got 6th position. We didn't even talk about them all that much. And now they just step it up, and this is when you want to step it up.
Of course, every single game yesterday, bar the last game, which unfortunately they finished in last place for their troubles. But every single other game before that, they consistently gotten between second and fourth place. Still haven't captured the chicken dinner so far in the regional finals, but it's their consistency that has been overall the arcing point. And when you look at the overall point standing average, they went from 18.2 in the semi-finals to 22 points average per game coming into regional. So that's that obvious increase, which is, of course, led them to take second spot.
Let's hope they can change that up a little bit and get some W's finally. But anyways, you know, this is PMCO, the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split, brought to you through the power of Vivo, the official sponsor and official smartphone of this split. This is the Vivo V15 phone that just recently came out. Got fingerprint unlock with a full HD screen. And you're not recognizing me because I just had KFC before. And this phone also has the nice feature of having a pop-up camera. If you look up there, boom, that's so sexy. It looks so cool. It looks so cool. And then you can take badass selfies. We're going to look ugly anyways, but that's fine, you know. We'll use Snapchat filters.
Like, honestly, like that gallery is just full of just selfies, just because it's so easy and accessible to get to that camera. That just makes such a huge difference. And of course, you know, if you did check out any of the action yesterday,
can go check out the link down below, clubopen.pubg.com. And if it does pop up, normally you're going to have the link there.
Normally it does.
Yeah.
It does.
And there you have all the information. You have all your stats. There it is. Perfect. Thank you very much. And you have the VODs also. You have all the extra information. For the other regions, there's not only Wildcard series. You've got Middle East, you've got EU, you've got NA, SA, you've got every single region over there. So if you want to choose a team to support, that is the place to go.
Do. And whether you're watching us on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, please hit that like, hit that follow, smash that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you stay notified when we go live, because there's still loads more PUBG action, PUBG Mobile action to come over the next couple of months, over the next year, because this is something that is not going away, Max, man. PUBG Mobile eSports is here, and it's here to take over, and it's here to make some exciting, crazy moments for people around the world.
Because at the end of the day, end of August and early September, what do we have? We have full split. Yep. So you see, we had so much action going on for a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to have that again. So just get ready, you know. You're going to have a lot of action coming your way. But anyways, let's refocus on the games in Purim. We got, once again, 5 games coming our way. A total of 10 over the series of this regional finals to secure that #1 spot once again for the global finals in Berlin later on this year. Which team do you, we said it was going to be pretty close. Because if you're in 11th, 12th position, you can still make it in that #1 spot if you have a good performance today. What would be your team to have on the lookout that might be able to ease their way back up in that #1 spot?
See, because I want to say No Mercy because
of
they're
course,
in 11th place. And they're my boys, my Australian boys. But realistically, definitely, I want to give a shout out to Hype, who are in 5th place. Again, trying to be unbiased, but considering how much they've climbed up from group stage to semi-finals to the regionals and how much they've just constantly improved, if there's a team that I feel can get that done, it is Hype. And, you know, but then again, I'm actually going to say that no team stands out, if that makes sense, because everybody's performs overall so much more than I would like to think they would have expected going into this tournament.
As we had 32 teams at the very start, now we're down to 16. So of course the level of gameplay is going to be way more even all across the board. And that's why the level of points is so close to each other. So it's really interesting to see. Anyone can take this game as we're about to jump into game #1. It's going to be on Sanhok. A lot of action coming your way.
So we do see the playing trajectory in this Sanhok map. Max, it's going from east to west, well, northeast to southwest. It's given a chance for all these teams to drop in their really prime locations. Paradise Resort is an area where these teams like to land either near or around. Boot Camp, as you know, is Rose's location. I wonder, will any team join them?
I don't think so. Yesterday, teams avoided boot camp, and one team got close. It was RGStarTeam. They got shut down in 16th position. Well, 15th because Headshot didn't show up. And if I were RGStarTeam, I would be fearing boot camp. I would just avoid it at all cost. And as you just said, Rose, of course, is going to go for that location. Is there another team behind? No, I thought there was for a second.
Yeah.
And Headshot that didn't spawn in Sanhok yesterday. They're going to be going right for the land of Camp Alpha for Hattin, and they're going to try and secure that under their location.
Yeah, it's not a bad place for them to start. We do see no Mercy, and I think it is Hype, believe it or not, very close to each other near the Painan. We do look at the circle, and it is quite central. A little bit of water occupied, but it's nothing actually crazy, I feel, Maxman. Overall standard gives lots of scope for the teams to move into the circle initially, but I actually don't think there's any clear direction that the circle could end up going. So it creates a certain level of uncertainty for the teams, which makes it a little bit exciting for us.
Yeah, at this point in time, you don't know really what's going to go on. What you're expecting yesterday, and which was really nice, is that early on, even though Sanhok is a 4x4 map, is extremely small, so you have more chances of meeting enemy teams and to shut them down early. Right now, we're going to have actually a little bit of an early fight with Jet from Nova Esports getting shut down instantly by RGStarTeam. Aim Locker going to be increasing his KDA for himself. That is one interesting move, especially from Nova Esports, dropping split.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting in terms of it's not what we're used to seeing them do. They've very much stayed as a unit, worked together, and gotten into the circle in swift time, and really stayed ahead of the game. So for them to lose a member so early on in this game one is definitely not the most confident start for them.
Also, yesterday on Sanhok, we had Team Nova Esports. They faced up against ELEMENTRIX, and they got a player on their side that got flushed instantly by one member of ELEMENTRIX, and that created straight off the bat a disadvantage, and they were not able to recuperate after that. So Nova Esports, so far, is copy-paste their game on Sanhok so far. Even though we're just a few minutes in, it's not off to a good start for Nova Esports, so let's see if they can actually deal and make up for that, as OnyX is going to be around the corner. Yeah,
plus when we look at how they did in the semi-finals, compared to the regional finals, it's definitely below what they're capable of. In the semi-finals, they got an average point per game of over 30, whereas right now they're lying on an average points per game of 18.2. That's nearly cut in half, Maxman. That's basically like them starting with 2 players every single game now compared to 4 in the semi. So, hey, look, we know what they can do. Let's see if they can pull out of the bag. We've seen plenty of teams win with 3-man squad in these games.
Even 1-man squad. That happens in the group stage and semi-finals, so definitely not over for Nova Esports, just not off to a good start. Nomad Warriors, one of the teams that we just didn't see all that much group stage semi-finals, but they were just lurking in the shadows as always, and this time they just stomping their feet in the ground and saying, okay, we want this #1 spot, we want to go to Berlin, we want to see those German girls, and we want to see what's up over there.
Want to see those German girls. And I saw the potential that Nomad Warriors had in day one. I recognize them as having such huge potential, and it took them a while. It took them up to basically the last 2 weeks, even the last week, to really start showing it themselves, and they pulled in some great performances. Right now, they're lying in second, only 8 points behind Salty, who are in first.
Talking about good performances, I'm going to tell you about bad performances as we're looking over to Camp to Win. I'm sorry, that's a little bit harsh, but Camp to Win, they're in 15th position. They have been not doing all that great. I think I'm allowed to say that right now.
Yeah.
And Camp to Win, they got to work on that micro. Their macro, they have been working on their synergy and their rotations really well. You see a huge difference on their rotations and their macro gameplay since the group stage until now. Good job, guys. You really improved. Now you've got to improve on your micro, on your aim, on your personal skills. And I think that's something that they've been lacking, and they would get out-traded in scenarios where they're actually outnumbered or outmaneuvered or out-rotated some teams. So Camp to Win, really expecting a lot more from them, because if you have a good rotation, you're preparing yourself for a good fight. After it is your job to pick a good fight.
Yeah, I totally agree. You're bang on, and at the end of the day, their position and their points speaks for itself, right? We can look to kind of critique and point out some things the top teams are maybe could be doing better outside of where they're standing. But Camp to Win, 38 points in 15th place after 5 games. That's just really below what we know they're capable of. Except 5 games today, every team realistically, bar maybe Headshot, has a chance to push and claim that top spot.
Also, Headshot, if you guys did miss the action yesterday, unfortunately, no, you can already check out the link down. No, not down below.
Not
in the
down
gameplay.
below.
clubopen.pubgmobile.com. You have all the VODs over there, so if you missed them on the action, you want to do an MLG montage, you can do it right now. As you have a loot crate coming on through, there was an AUG 8-3, and a few tier 3 items up there, a little bit of defense.
That ghillie suit was in that crate.
Especially on Sanhok.
Yeah, on Sanhok, that's the thing. That's part of the reason why I just wanted to heavily point out, compared to Erangel, compared to other maps, the ghillie suit in Sanhok, it can be a game changer on these late game team fights when you have a bit of an open area and you have to prone in the ground to get those fights. I do see a bit of action going on between RG and OnyX. RG looking very overall sophisticated as a team. I know I say sophisticated, but you see they've got 2 knockdowns on the OnyX. Nothing crazy. They're just being precise and accurate on their shots, and they're looking pretty good so far.
That is a team that's a really good micro.
Yeah.
That's a team on which Cam to Win can learn of. OnyX, a team that hasn't been doing that great. Except for the group stage, semi-finals, regional finals, not all that good, and now they played Split. They lost 2 of their members, Khan and Vegeta, but Wolf around the corner will be able to get the upper hand and overwhelm Aim Locker right there. He's going to get 1 knock on RGStarTeam, going to lose one of their members that has a little bit too far. OnyX not really playing as a team, and Wolf doing the smart call here to peel his way back to safety, avoid the fight, trying to secure now position points, but Team OnyX kind of not playing together. Like, this is a team game.
I hate to say, no, OnyX played crap yesterday, Max, and they did. Compared to what we saw from them in the semi-final stages, in their both results and overall average performances, going into day 1 of regionals, they're lying in 14th place on 40 points. And those 40 points have just come from them playing, you know, better than most other teams would. But yeah, it's they need to step things up.
We are looking right now at one of your boys. Well, your boys, Imperium.
Our boys.
Time was the boys. No Mercy coming to you live from Australia. The only team from Australia that started off in the group stage. They're still in the regional finals. How nice would it be of an underdog story to have No Mercy make it through to Berlin today? It is possible. They're going to have a hard time, but anything is possible. Once again, only 2 chicken dinners separate you, yourself, No Mercy, and the #1 team.
Of course. Did you know, fun fact, as you see the circle closing in, so it's going to be interesting where the next one is. But fun fact, one of my tattoos is actually very connected to Australia. I have a tattoo that says...
That's why.
It says Rule 2, and it's very connected to Australia and a connection I have with some people over there. So I'm going to extend that to my boys in No Mercy. So Rule 2 is basically don't be... a soft ass when it comes to playing, when it comes to competing in something. So don't be a Rule 2, No Mercy. Yeah, I'm extending the meaning of my tattoo to you guys live on air. Do not be a Rule 2. Go for it, because I know you are capable of it.
Life tips coming to you live from Imperium. Nice way to make it through life. That's going to be nice. So yeah, like that's why also has been favorite with No Mercy. Nice. Just nice lads to play with overall. And MK14 going to be coming to you live from the sky. With No Mercy in the background. MK14, pretty decent weapon. Not one of my favorites, but if you can use it properly and you use it at the right scenario, it can be an absolutely devastating weapon. Got an extended quick draw, military vest, just a few tier 3 items. Pretty decent drop after all. And No Mercy, they can get it. They must see it. It's pretty easy to get. And no teams are around the corner.
It has actually landed on the edge of the cliff, so hopefully we'll look to land on the ground. There you go. Sliding it down the way, the map. And look, you know, every single team, I was meant to point out when we were kind of on broadcast before the game, gotta say, every single team should be proud of themselves overall for coming this far, all the work that they've put in, the weekends of games. I can only imagine overall how both nervous and exciting they are. Nervous and excited going into today's games, because I'm sure as hell nervous and excited, so imagine how the players feel.
We're hyped as hell, Imperium, as right now we're going to have a little bit of a skirmish back and forth between Team SNG and the Destroyer. The Destroyer 4 versus 3 scenario going their way. They have the high ground, they have a lot of coverage, they have some grass to work with, and that's going to be in the distance. A little bit of utility popped out as Dens slowly pans into view. And he will now be turning this into a 4v4 scenario. But the zone is moving up against SNG Imperium. This is not a good scenario to be in if you are one of their team members.
And also SNG yesterday, we saw some moments where they weren't really acting as a team going into those squad fights, going into those interactions with the enemy team. Where, you know, for example, yesterday Bleak Snake kind of let the rest of his team
Yeah, that
just
was
go
so
down
weird.
and then didn't really react to it. So hopefully they've improved on that and coming up against the Destroyer, who are currently lying in 10th overall, that they will be able to step things up. But it is against them because, like you said, they have to go out of the blue zone. The Destroyer have the circle. They don't have to do anything other than just kind of prone a little bit, get a bit of vision, scope SNG out. But it seems like SNG are wisely looking to go around the Destroyer. Clever play, much better.
They just can't pick this fight. There's no way they can actually win that one. So they're just going to take their time. Though there's a compound right next to the members of the Destroyer, so they could set location if they want to. But the circle is about to close up in the next few minutes. So I think that compound will not be very useful for the near future for the Destroyer. So maybe they want to try and rotate maybe more in the center part of the next circle, because otherwise they might get outmaneuvered and gatekept away from the next zone.
Yeah, totally agree. Of course, once they get into safety, I'm sure they'll be happy. Trust the process. Currently lying in 4th on equal points as Nova from yesterday's games,
Nova,
91 total, who are close by. They have the circle. They have a couple of buildings. They're separated as well, so they create good vision. They're not going to get swamped out by one team with a couple of grenades. They're going to be able to scope around them based on where the enemy teams might be. And yeah, calculated plays so far coming out from them.
Doing a 2-1-1 split is just a way better way to have visibility around your compound. As right now, SRY going to be clashing a little bit with Team Rose. Do you get one knock? Hodge and one other member of Rose going to be trying to overwhelming with 2v1 scenarios. There it is. There's a rush, but Nick will be shut down. And that's the end of his story. That's all she wrote. SRY still looking to try and pick that fight. They're trying to regen their member of Rose a little bit further back. Now, is the TPP going to try and regen back up? Just get back up to 75% HP. But here's Hodge. Where's the flank coming on through? But Hodge will get shut down instantly. And a few members of Rose are pretty damn low. But here's the rush coming on through from the 2 members. Gets one knock. He's going to be turned into a 1v1 scenario now in PM. 2v1 scenario as one member of Rose finally rushes on through. Good to get the flush kill right there. But no misses his shots. SRY going to have 2 members on his right, on his left. Just a little bit too much to deal with. And Rose finally coming out on top and getting more kill points going their way.
Rose playing the way we know that they can play, but headshot in the distance or look at that can knock Rose down a peg or two, as we see Nomad Warriors and Nova coming up against each other. There has been a knockdown, we can see, or a little bit low in health. Zauzi, AY, Bandit, 3 members in Nova. We saw one got taken down by RG earlier on in the game. So it is essentially a disadvantage for them coming into this skirmish, but it's not going to stop them being reactive in terms of getting those shots off, because we know how aggressive Nova can be. Ooh! Is he taking some damage?
Zauzi taking heavier shots right there, just a few HP remaining, and that's when the kill that happened earlier on Nova Esports is going to have a huge impact. This is a 3v4 scenario going over, and normally, because of the numbers, it shouldn't be going over to Nomad Warriors, but the high ground was going over to Nova Esports, so we're going to have to see how that one's going to work out, and Bootcamp is left completely deserted.
We could have a bootcamp finish.
That'd be great.
That'd be nice.
Oh, I love it. Hell yeah.
Teams around bootcamp. Oh.
There are so many teams still up right now, and this is like such a small circle. This is what you're expecting to see in PUBG high-level gameplay. So many teams. Look at the amount of teams on the east side of this circle, Imperium. Going to be absolute mayhem for the upcoming next few minutes.
There is a couple of spaces and compounds on the north side that are available for these teams, the likes of Nova and Nomad Warriors. They can move around, as can Trust the Process. Final member of OnyX trying to stay and keep himself alive in the water. It's not a bad strategy, but it can leave you in a bit of an open situation when you do have to move onto that land to go into the next circle. We have seen the next circle. It could be potentially a boot camp area. It's good for OnyX because he doesn't actually have to move anywhere for now, and he can avoid all of the action. But look at the teams down south, how far they have to move up, how close they're going to come together. There is a few little compounds that they can go into, but we are going to see a lot of action quickly, especially between ELEMENTRIX and CSP.
CSP going to be using Emerge, one of their high-heeled players on their side, Imperium. We all remember that Uzi move, the first game on it, Vikendi during the group stage. Absolutely insane mechanics. But there will be ELEMENTRIX shutting him down. Still 4 members up. ELEMENTRIX is a team that they have been not doing all that great during the semi-finals and also now the regional finals. And they got to try and step it up a notch here. Their rotations have been top-notch. I've been always praising them about their rotations, but this time it's been a little bit lackluster. They lose Mr. Hyoju, which is their shot caller.
Yeah.
and then they do not have that much communication going on through. So ELEMENTRIX got to try and step it up today. That's just a process. And also SOLTISQUAD in the distance, going to get a few nice shots around top of Bullet there. Not taken down quite yet, but they're going to be outnumbered. They're going to be outtaken as one member of Trust the Process going the complete opposite way, not wanting to help his team whatsoever.
Yeah, they need to have that communication accurate, as Nomad Warriors also take a little bit of damage. Camp to win and no mercy. This is what I'm talking about, where these teams are going to start clashing together as the circle gets tighter. The teams need to move in as quickly as possible, because right now this circle the blue zone is starting to close in, Maxman.
He's going to try and close in for the next few seconds. Imperium as Vikesh, he's going pretty far ahead of himself with his team using a lot of utility, which I think is a little bit of a waste at this point, because if you have no utility in the later sections of the game, you might get turned around pretty easily if you do not have a prime position. As right now, here's the rush from Nomad Warriors on top of the members of SOLTISQUAD. SOLTISQUAD not looking really good so far. Nomad Warriors, they have all their members remaining so far. But still, SOLTISQUAD with only one member remaining. Can he make it out on top? That's going to be all on the shoulders of Pangmi. Narek just around the corner, but there it is. Here's the flank. Nomad Warriors going to secure themselves a nice team squad wipeout.
SOLTISQUAD in first place. Woo. They get squad wiped by second place team of Nomad Warriors. If that's not Nomad Warriors turning around going, you take the top spot right now? Not for long, guys. They will go out in 16th place, getting 0 points for their name. That's going to bring the teams below them ever closer, Maxan.
Which is so fun. It's like just really a battle shoulder to shoulder. And this time, now Nomad Warriors on top. Who's it going to be next game? Is it going to be Salty Nomad, Salty Nomad? No idea. But this time it will be Nomad Warriors coming out on top. And 14 teams remaining, 42 players on the board. And having a Xiaozi actually getting shut down. And not getting flushed away quite yet on those members of Headshot. But here it is. A does get it, but going to get a little bit overzealous. And he will be shut down in the blue zone. Going to be not flushed right away, but Furry from side of Team Headshot around the corner. Maybe you want to try and help your allies. 1v2 scenario going his way. Can he get both of them? Oh no, he hits the tree. No, really won't, my friend, but there it is. He gets one. Can he find the second one? Was a TPP. There it is. Doesn't really flush it out quite yet, but there it is. Team Headshot going to be taken down by Nova Esport.
Like that red dot sight is just such an accurate item to use on any gun, especially close combat, close quarters like that. You're going to
especially Sanhok.
Especially Sanhok, it's just so accurate. Bandit with that ghillie suit, one thing to point out, that's going to be great coming into the late stages when he has to kind of try and hide around. Talking about hiding around, Vcash is trying to hide from one member of Hype, although that one member from Hype is knocked down.
He is knocked down. They are happy just the SOLTISQUAD was flushed away when they were facing up against them. And right now, Rose, they are still not around the corner, which is really weird. They didn't show up as a full-man squad. Right now, going to have ELEMENTRIX. They're there. They're finally going to try and take them down. ELEMENTRIX versus Rose, that's going to be a huge head-on through. But they just haven't seen them. They haven't had any kind of information on where the location is. They are in the lower section of boot camp, and the zone is moving up against them, Imperium. And Rose is just going to be completely forgotten about. But here it is. Orange going to have a few shots going his way, but will be completely missed out by one member of Rose. Orange going to try and get back to the safety of his allies. Can he do it in time? But that take damage is doing a huge amount of work of Rose and ELEMENTRIX all together.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Orange was going to stay there, but no, just start running, because that member of Rose, he's not going to really chase after him. As we do see this circle, it's moved away from boot camp. It's moved past the boot camp. The teams are going to have to move by. It's very much being fantastic for the likes of the Destroyer moving down, but we're seeing ELEMENTRIX being put under fire in this blue zone, looking to fight their way through.
This reminds me of Miramar yesterday. Imperium, not good moods coming on through. ELEMENTRIX going to regen back up. Orange and Sean were knocked, so Junior, you're the last chance for the POW team right now. Can he regen them back in time? Not too sure. Has a little bit of extra coverage with those extra little walls, but like Sean is staying in the tick damage, and he might be going down because of that extra tick. I do think so. Also, he's getting gatekeep. Got on the right side, got a team, got RGStarTeam over there, and here it is. Game over for them. It's going to be actually secured by RGStarTeam. They're going to go in 7th position.
Just like that, in a short space of time, 5 minutes, we've gone down from 14 teams to 6. You know, just these teams not able to survive. No Mercy got taken out. I don't know where, because we don't have, unfortunately, we don't seem to have the same feed of teams being eliminated on screen, so we don't exactly know the timeline of when they got taken out. Fortunately, it's hard to get all the action, but we will get as much action as we're down to 6 teams and 15 players alive. The circle getting tighter and tighter. RGStar looking pretty good where they are so far, Maxman.
They did get a knock on Nova Esport, trying to finish it up. Oh, there it is, Nova Esport, turn it on its head onto Trust the Process. They will be going out in 6th position. Finally, it's all about this Imperium. Top 5 with 13 players all around the board, going to be facing up against each other to secure the first chicken dinner of today. And who is it going to be? SNG, aka Snake Team. They're going to be just lurking in the shadows, waiting. They're the vultures of this Sanhok map. Maybe looking to try and steal away that chicken from any high contender. The Destroyer in the distance, they got pretty good position. They got the high ground. RGStarTeam, they're trying to harass them with Aimlocker, trying to get a flank, trying to get an angle on a few of their members. But if he gets outmaneuvered, 1v4 is really hard to pull off.
It very much is in this situation. I've got to say, it's looking good so far for RG and Nomad Warriors. Bronsberg knocks down Krazava. We saw SNG, their Snake Team, but they weren't really able to survive that long. 4 teams left in this game.
I'm looking at Aimlocker right now.
Yeah.
He's just getting so close, and they have no idea of what's going on.
Okay, so the Destroyer are looking pretty good because they're in the circle. They don't have to go anywhere. The most pressurized team so far right now, as we're down to 4 teams, is definitely Nomad Warriors. They're out of the circle. They have to try and move in. They don't have far to go. And then below them, it's Team 3. I'm not going to lie, I don't know exactly who that is, if we can get a bit of an overview.
That's Nova Esport.
Is that Nova Esport?
There's only one member
sure.
of Nova Esport, yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
And that's Nova Esport. Only 4 teams remaining. Nova Esport, RGStarTeam, the Destroyer, Nova Bandit, going to be taken away by the zone. Just didn't want to fight it, didn't want to give an extra kill, I do believe. So that's going to be out 3 teams on the board, going to be facing up against each other. The Destroyer seeming really good, but here it is, Nomad Warriors, they get the upper hand. 1 member of the Destroyer shut down S. And Nicola, the tick damage is pretty high right now. I'll be really careful, but there it is. He's going to be almost knocked away. And the circle going to be doing insane damage to him. Now it's going to be turned into a 4v1. Our Bronzuk, no, actually, he's going to be turned into a 4v4 right now, Imperium. But S and Crazy on the side of the Destroyer. They're going to be Nox. It's going to be an actual 2v4 unless they're able to regen them back up, which I think is very unlikely.
It is going to be pretty unlikely. However, they don't really have to move forward. Aimlocker is the biggest game changer potentially in this situation. He's away from the rest of his team. The fear is that he could get shut down, but if he can look to surprise and actually scope out where the Destroyer are, and give that communication to the rest of his team, they can actually flank around in the right position and take the Destroyer out.
I find really weird that RGStarTeam, one of the most aggressive teams in this entire Wildcard PMCO series, Imperium, they saw in the feed that there were 2 knocks on members of the Destroyer. It was a potential 4v2. They let them time to regen back up. They didn't try and surprise them. I think they could have gone for it.
I think based on the situation and where they're lying overall, they're actually being just a little bit more calculated, Max, and I agree with it. I also get your point, but overall, I kind of agree with them just being a little bit more calculated and thinking a bit more. Circle moving in.
Ooh, Aimlocker trying to pull a sneaky on you, but he's the one that's going to get taken down, instantly flushed away. 4v3 scenario going over to the members of the Destroyer. Can they make it work out? RGStarTeam, they've been able to make the impossible and pull off 1v4 clutches, but there it is, Joker looking for the flank, just do a 1-for-1 trade-off at the end of the day. But AK needs to look for the rush, trying to get the 1v3. Can he get it? Here's the flank coming up through with the jump shot. Gets one right off the bat. But you have Zeltian right in the distance in the back of this fight. He gets another one, AK, but there will be the shutdown. Nice 1v1 scenario. S versus Xiaotan, one of the highest kill and damage players in this entire PMCO Wildcard Series. Imperium, who's going to get it? But there it is. He's crouching. We see him. That is a huge mistake. Don't regen 1v1.
You don't regen at the end when it's a 1v1 situation, especially out in the open. He wasn't even behind a rock. Oh, feels bad, man. However, RG coming out on top. This is the RG we came to know and love. This is the RG we expected to. Not only did they claim top spot, Maxan, but they got a grand total of 11 kills to their name. Fantastic performance. They started off by knocking out 1 member of Nova, and they ended it by taking out the Destroyer to claim that first place.
Absolutely insane game, Imperium. Anyways, a lot of action happened. We're going to try and break that down on the desk.
What a game.
What a game.
We both do what a game 1, Maxan. What a game 1.
Sanhok never fails to impress, never fails to show us some insane action right there. There were so many teams until like, what, phase 4, 5? Which I was really not expecting. You had a boot camp finish. A few teams like ELEMENTRIX, Rose kind of messed up. They got taken down by the blue circle, by the blue zone, sorry, and they just didn't really perform as well as I expected. But then Team RGStarTeam coming out on top and finally showing us what China is made of and securing that chicken dinner.
Of course, if Nova can't do RG, you're going to have to start pulling in the plays and get the job done. We saw them, as I said, started out by taking out one member of Rose. They went up against OnyX and they won that. They went up against team after team and they won time after time as no mercy. They get that knockdown throughout that game. I am curious as to what happened. However, that moment when Nomad Warriors took out SOLTISQUAD, that must have been pretty sweet for them.
Yeah, that was a really big W going their way. Nomad Warriors, that's another fight that happened on top of SNG, which was playing kind of split, so they lost a few of their members. And that was when Nomad Warriors also, they just didn't have a prime positioning. They couldn't really do much with what was given to them. The Destroyer, they had the information. They just easily picked that up. That was when Joker finally pulled the trigger. He had enough of waiting, tried to make something work out. And at the end of the day, it did pay off. But we still had a little bit of a mistake coming out from one of the members of the Destroyer, S there, trying to go for the regen without any kind of coverage and letting himself open to damage. Yep. And, like, I do understand the regen idea. Like, you want to try and get an ally back up. Try, then I turn into a 1v2 scenario. But you're doing it at an angle where, like, there's so much visibility on you that it's not going to pay off. You're easily going to get shut down.
Especially when that last member of RG was just knocked down. So he actually had his own vision that he was able to feed to his final RG member. If it was literally just that one member of RG Star left, as in he had nowhere else to nowhere else in terms of perspective of help, maybe. But yeah, when it's a 1v1, you cut your teammates loose and you go, okay, this is mine to take. I'm going to hunt this guy down. And I'm going to take him out. However, we see the results from 16th to 1st. SRY in last. Got 2 kills, so they do get 2 points. But camp to win, you said, disappointment so far yesterday. They followed up with another disappointing result.
Is it safe to assume that Camp to Win may not go to Berlin Imperium? I think that is a safe assumption at this point. So Camp to Win might be saying goodbye to this team in the near future. And then we're going to go over to the top 8 position. RGStarTeam. There it is. Those are the people we're looking for. 11 kills going their way. 41 all across the board. Dominating this game on Sanhok. Let's see if they can keep that ball rolling and have a really dominating performance on the other maps.
So what's really good for RG Stars, they were currently lying in 6th place overall behind the likes of Nova, Hype, Trust the Process, Nomad Warriors. They've gotten obviously a lot more points, and we're going to see the standings now. Nomad Warriors with that top spot in 1st place with 135 points after taking out Salty in Game 1, who have dropped down to 2nd. But RG jumping from 6th, overtaking Nova, Trust the Process, and Hype to get in 3rd place.
Mate, like, I was saying that before the broadcast, Imperium, like, I was a little bit disappointed by Chinese teams. Like, today, is it the day? You got Nova Esport up there, you got RGStarTeam, you got a bunch of other teams that are slowly trying to creep their way back up there. So maybe Chinese, it is redemption day for them today, but still, Nomad Warriors going to be coming out on top, and they are pretty far ahead with like over 14-point advantage on the 2nd team. There is SOLTISQUAD. And they did actually in, what is it, 14th position, I think, this game? They were 14th.
Yeah.
So Salty got to get up there.
Definitely. And, you know, it is also stopping, it is also starting to slip away from the likes of Hype, ELEMENTRIX, CSP, and No Mercy, who are in the lower stages from 8th to 11th. They're just slowly starting to, like, you know, have that gap difference in points. And that also makes it harder. And as we get through the games, one less chance, not a less chance, so on and so forth. Still 4 games of action. A lot to come. We're going to go over to, of course, Vikendi, which is going to be that snow-based mountain. Like, you know, it's going to be really exciting, and I do hope that some of these teams will start to step things up.
Yesterday, if you missed the action, there was SOLTISQUAD that got the chicken dinner on Vikendi. But once again, also, if you did miss the action, unfortunately, it does happen. You want to check out what happened in the group stage and the semi-finals, or what happened yesterday at the first day of the regional finals. You can go and check out the link down below, clubopen.pubgmobile.com. You have all the extra piece of juicy information over there if you want to check that out.
Yeah, of course. And if you're watching us on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube and enjoying the action, please hit that like, hit that follow, smash that subscribe button. click the notification bell so you get up to date on when PUBG Mobile goes live, because like I said, there's a lot more action to come in PUBG Mobile esports.
There's a lot more coming our way. So once again, second game, it's going to be on Vikendi, as I said earlier. SOLTISQUAD, they got the last chicken dinner. A few teams are pretty comfortable on their map, and it was also Trust the Process, which normally are not like a Vikendi team. They've been actually pretty decent, so maybe they can try and step it up today and get that chicken dinner on Vikendi finally. But anyways, enough chit-chat. We'll go to a very, very short break. We'll see you guys in just a few short minutes for some Vikendi action.
Your game, Vivo V15 series, Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding the skill will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Play PUBG Mobile for free.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome your beautiful faces back to PMCO. We're ready to jump into game number 2. Winter's coming. Vikendi is coming to you.
Yeah, game 7 out of 10. Teams are starting to get a little bit closer together. A couple of ups and downs between
A lot of ups.
in the overall standings after game 1. Particularly, of course, RG moving from 6th place to 3rd place overall, as we do see the standings in front of us, Maxman. And one team I do have to quickly point out is the Destroyer. They got 2nd place in game 1, and they moved up from 10th place to 6th.
They got a bunch of kills going as well, like they were too. They did absolutely awesome on Sanhok. Let's just hope they can keep the ball rolling, get themselves a nice few games in the next upcoming 4 games today. And maybe, you know, never know, like, and steal that #1 spot away from Nomad Warriors. That's been dominating so far. They've been consistent throughout this entirety from the group stage until today. And once again, PUBG, the name of the game is consistency. And Nomad Warriors, they're proving us right.
Like, other than that last game, like I said yesterday, Nomad Warriors have not had a game lower than 4th place finish. That is beautiful. It is
Poetic.
because... No, it's not poetic. Come on, Max.
Cool off to the group stage.
No, because like I harp on about consistency, and it's so true, and we see it happening, and that's what Nomad Warriors have proven, and they're currently lying in 1st place. Speaks for itself.
Yeah, like, we're just going to see once again if they can keep it up.
Of course.
I hope so, because they've been doing good so far yesterday, like, and they've been off to a good start also today. They got, like, what, 3rd position, I believe it was. So let's hope they can get a good Vikendi game. But once again, let's talk finally about Vikendi. What's going to be happening right now? Yesterday, Vikendi Chicken Dinner went over to SOLTISQUAD. In this game on Sanhok, they didn't do that well. Let's hope they can just do a better performance this time around, because they're battling it out with Nomad Warriors. They're super close. They're just like one on top, then it's the other. Super close game.
And they got taken out by Nomad Warriors in that first game, and they ended up finishing in some like 14th or 13th place after game 1. Just really not the best result for them. And what it's just doing is it's just starting to bring these teams just closer and closer together. If the top 2 teams are kind of trading positions, it's only putting the likes of, you know, RG, Hype, Destroyer, these teams that are kind of 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, just every chance to climb up the standings, you know. And that's good for them, because that's what they want to do realistically for the time being. All Hype need to do and all Destroyer need to do is avoid the action, let the other teams take them out. If they can pick up a kill or 2, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, so on and so forth, perfect. But don't go into any unnecessary action, especially in Vikendi map. I feel it's twice as important to just get that ultra safe circle position and go from there.
I'm sure they would wish to be able to hear your advice right now. Like, have a little bit of insight before jumping into game number 2. You know, we're talking a lot about some team names, about like standings and schedule and everything. Like, you guys might know what we're really talking about if you're new to PMCO. So you do have a link you can go check out. That is clubopen.pubgmobile.com. You have all the extra piece of juicy information over there. If you have missed out, you know, on what happened so far. Also, the VODs, if you want to make some MLG montage, is right over there to grab for yourself.
Yeah, of course. And if you're watching us on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, especially like Max said, if you're new to watching PUBG Mobile Esports, please hit that like, follow, smash the subscribe button, and get up-to-date information on when we go live, especially when you tap that notification bell, because like I've said already, there's a lot more action to come in PUBG Mobile Esports.
Yeah, as we're just about to jump into Vikendi for game number 2 of the day. Normally.
Let's have a look at this plane trajectory.
Ooh, that's a bad one.
Quite north.
Ooh, very north.
But I do think it gives quite a good scope for these teams to generally go wherever they want to. Villa is a popular spot. Mount Kriznik is pretty decent. And then, of course, Tovar, Dino Park, Movatra.
After it's still a pretty small map, so you can basically drop still anywhere with this very northern plane. You have some teams like, for example, ELEMENTRIX. They're not going to be really happy about this early drop phase because they mainly go for winery. And this is like one of the furthest locations. So ELEMENTRIX start off with a disadvantage if they try to go for that location. And then you have a few teams going to have no mercy going for the later section drops. And I think that once again, unfortunately, I'm going to be a sad boy, but Castle might be with no teams going to claim it this time. I love Castle. It's such a good place.
Sad boy. We did see yesterday's game did end in the cement factory finish. As we look at this first circle, it's going to be overall more north ending result. But we see ELEMENTRIX are, hey, they're trying to get to winery, right? They want that wine. They want to get those juicy grapes to give them the fuel to get to as late into the game as possible.
I want some wine right now, but yeah, they're going to try their best to get to winery. Man, they're going to have such a big game. They're going to have to rotate so efficiently because if they go to winery after the circle is going to be pretty far away, so they're going to have to rotate really fast and efficiently, be really reactive on what's going to happen. And a few teams already set their location, and Nomad Warriors, they're such a good position under their control, and they're a really good contender right off. Like, we just barely started, we're barely a few minutes in, and they're just looking super strong in their positioning.
Like, realistically, the teams have got to... There's a lot of teams that are in the west of the map, right, Maxon, and they have to move up. There's a lot of scope around the cement factory for the teams to move in. And if I were the teams, I would move in as quickly as possible and get that circle because it is more likely going to shift downwards rather than upwards to begin with, in my eyes, because it's not going to be a coastal actual water finish. It might be a bit of a coast, but I feel like that's going to give the teams that move up earlier on a higher chance to survive because they won't be under pressure from the blue zone. They won't be under pressure from teams ahead of them. They will just be able to camp where they locate inside that circle and pick off enemy team one by one.
Definitely, that might be something that will happen in the near future. In PMS, SOLTISQUAD, Csprogaming, Cam2Win a little bit close together. SOLTISQUAD and Cam2Win, like the two extra opposites. SOLTISQUAD at the very top of the leaderboard, Cam2Win at the very lowest section. Cam2Win, maybe avoid the fight if you know that it's SOLTISQUAD because their micro is really good.
Of course, and they're both from Nepal. So they have that blood, so to speak, in terms of sharing scrims, sharing the same server from that point of view. So I'm sure they've come up against each other before. It won't be the last time as well as we look at Headshot.
Headshot once again didn't show up on game number 1 yesterday, so they got one game that they did not play compared to every single team. So that's right off the bat a little bit of a disadvantage. Let's hope they can try and make a nice comeback, and it should be possible. But right now we have this compound towards bridge. It's going to be No Mercy and SRY. SRY not doing that great last game. Got swiped away by a weird engage from Team Rose. Let's hope that this time they can step it up, not be too out of position in the open. There are way more compounds to work with in this location on Vikendi. And to defend it's pretty easy to defend compounds when you're on Vikendi. You got so much visibility. The compounds are pretty far from each other. So you've got big open areas where it's really hard to push. And I think that this time around, like SOI, they should be happy. This is the kind of gameplay and map that fits their style.
It should be, and also they're on the west coast of, the east coast of that circle. You gave me that look as if, you what, mate?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're on the east coast. There's no real teams around them, around those two. So they actually have plenty of space to go, at least in the first couple of minutes and as we get to the end of the first circle. But long way to go, Maxon, in this game, I'll tell you that much. Really
long way to go. SNG, they were able to have one member snake it through at the very end, but they did split. SNG, this time, you're going to have to fix those mistakes. If you want to try and secure the #1 spot, they could try and do so. Then we're going to go back over to Headshot. Already talked about those earlier. They're going to be good to go.
Other than T25 from the group stages and the semi-finals, I actually fear the most for SNG right now in these team fights because of the lack of synergy we've seen. So if they can improve on that, we know what they can do given the accuracy. They've just got to stick together as a team. Yeah,
they've got a chance to step it up. Also, SNG, they were in 7th position in the semi-finals. They were pretty decent. Like, they were about the same pot as Nomad Warriors, but Nomad Warriors, they outdone themselves so far. We're expecting the same kind of gameplay style from SNG, trying to really outdo themselves. That's going to be SLC. Always, most of the time, when you see one member of SLY surviving lonely, it is SLC.
Yeah.
They do a 3-1 split with one scout that is SLC most of the time. Hasn't been really paying off so far, so SLY maybe try and change your ways, go back to a 4-man push. Seemed like it might work a little bit more for SLY because they're such an aggressive team too. It would really fit their gameplay.
Talking about
rush now.
Disconnect is on his own. Rose hopefully will have heard that. They definitely hear the sound of voices. Hodge is trying to go for those shots. He knocks him down. That's Disconnect. Going to be taken out and Cam2Win lose one member already.
The driving skills that actually do kill you hit right into the box, and Well, he heard the sound too. You should have like rushed. Like he rushed on the side, giving like easy open access to shoot him down. You should have rushed like behind the house.
Yeah, I know.
Would have been a little bit hidden. Maybe got behind a hill that was a little bit further on the left, and he would have been fine. But unfortunately, that's going to be one member off camp to win. Well, I think we're not really surprised, unfortunately, but they're going to be shut down by Team Rose. And Rose stepping it up. They got the synergy here. They played as a 4-man team, which I really appreciated. They got multiple vehicles under their control. And Rose, maybe this is redemption day. Maybe this is the time where they step it up a notch and maybe try and sneak their way back in that top 3 position.
Well, definitely they've got to get something done because they're currently lying in 12th overall. They've only got 58 points. In the last game alone, they only finished 9th. So really, it's slipping by them game after game. But Nova and Rose coming close together. Bandit trying to drive away quite successfully. Rose looking to stay generally quite together, whereas Nova are definitely a bit more separated than usual.
Definitely super split right now. Didn't pay off in the last game. They lost one of their members really early on, and then they just got out-traded in most fights because they picked 3v4 scenarios. And then there was also Csprogaming that both of them just rushed right next to a compound. They had no information whatsoever. That was super risky. They could have got shut down, as we have a Magenta there trying to do the moves, trying to be a ninja. But right now he has a few shots coming out from Joker. Ooh, barely takes him down, but now they are in the lower section of this frozen river. That's going to be a Molotov coming on through. And Joker just really on the edge of this one and can't really get... Can he get back up? I'm not too sure.
RG have a new lease of life, Max, man, to be honest. I'm noticing a huge difference in terms of their just core playing from yesterday to today. Of course, CSP are separated. They're on the cliff's edge. They've got low ground. Maxman's looking at me kind of going, what's up? What are they doing?
I don't know what they're doing right now. Like, that's such a weird place to pick a fight for Csprogaming. Right now, you're going to have SLY and No Mercy going to be clashing back and forth. Kill going to be taken down by SLC. There it is, looking for another one on top of Nick. And No Mercy, not after a good start, was only Punisher and Destro, the 2 remaining members on their side. Can they pull off the turnaround? Not too sure. Opens the door, going to try and regen back up. One of their members, there will be Gangsky. Destro will make the job work out for now, and here it is. No Mercy gets one shot down on Nick with the flush.
Yeah, so it's looking pretty good. It's now gone even Stevens in a 3v3 situation. Punisher trying to be that core in-game leader that he is. He is the in-game leader for No Mercy. If he didn't know, he's got to play, but he's kind of on his own. It's going to be a 1v1 between him and SLC. He knocks down SLC, but the rest of SRY coming in. It's going to be another 1v1, and he survives. This is a one-man army coming out for No Mercy Punisher.
Punisher securing 2 kills, 1-1 clutch. Let's go, baby. Yeah, so why? Just going to be getting into the other house next door. But there it is. Punisher has the information, has the info. That will not be the case of the remaining member of SLY. Just going to try and run for his bare life. But what are you doing? What is this? This looks more like Assassin's Creed than freaking PUBG. Come on, man. Let's go. But that will be the end. Trying to jump through that window. I don't know if he had a lack of bullets or just didn't have a good weapon, if he was not feeling confident or just wanted to run away. But here it is. No Mercy getting a squad wipeout on SLY.
Hey, look, I'm proud of my boys. They lost kill, but Punisher being so clutch in those moments. I've played with him before, and he's done that in games that we've played, and seeing him do it now in the PUBG Mobile Club Open, absolutely fantastic play. They get the better of SRY, and they are going to move forward into this Vikendi map, but they are outside of the circle. The next circle is going to be showing up sooner rather than later, so let's see where they are going to be positioned, as Nova getting close to SOLTISQUAD.
2 high teams clashing Imperium. And they're going to be using Pangmi. He's going to be knocked, trying to get an angle from Bandit. Should be able to get that with the AKM. There it is. He sees him. He has the info. Here it is. Gets the kill. Shut down on SOLTISQUAD. Now Nova Esports, they're going to have to try and rotate back in. But they have a few members of Salty actually in the background. But look at this insane painting. Da Vinci. How much is it worth? I don't know.
2.5 million.
2.5 million, yeah. There
yes, I'm actually quite proud of that. Coincidence? I think not. As camp to win, they lost one member early on to RG, I believe it was, or Rose. No, it was Rose actually. Got disconnected. No pun intended. But hey, look, they're still a 3-man squad. They haven't come in 16th place in this second game. In my eyes, that's kind of a bit of an improvement already. As we are going to see a replay where Punisher just pulled out those clutches.
There it is. Gets the first kill on Nick. Then he just shuts it down. Gets the 1v2 clutch. Gets another one. And on SLC, and there it is. The last one-on-one of the last members. Then there was like the race. I don't know what to call that.
You know what it reminded me of? Did you ever see the program Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
And you know the transitions where they're chasing the enemy and they go back and forth? That reminded me of Scooby-Doo.
Thank you,
You
Imperium.
know?
How old are you already?
Well, I'm 30, so of course I've seen Scooby-Doo.
Okay,
you know?
Saw the OG, not the crappy remakes.
No, I saw it in black and white, you know?
Oh,
That's
okay.
how old I am. But yeah, we're
With no
going to see
sound.
the circle. Yeah, as I said, it's moved a bit north, but it's definitely going to move down south. ELEMENTRIX are looking pretty tight because they've got no team around them. No, Nomad Warriors are okay, but they're kind of in center, so there's that fear. And Hyper also looking pretty good.
Yeah, Hyper, pretty good positioning overall as we have a nice drop coming on through. M249 for those compound rushes on Vikendi, something that is pretty dominant. You see them all the time, so that's a good weapon to get for yourself. You also have a suppressor. Vikendi, like, you're always open to visibility. It is a good thing to have, but it's not that necessary compared to, for example, Miramar, compared to Sanhok or Erangel.
I just think because it is so easy to be seen out in the open, if you do have a suppressor and you can't be heard with your shots, I know, I think especially with the amount of buildings that can be in Vikendi, it can make a difference because you're not going to necessarily see or hear whereabouts in the houses the enemy team might be. So, of course, it would be better in Kick in the Face to pick it up, right? As 54 players are still alive, still 15 teams. We're only 30 minutes into the game.
We'll see it reemerge.
I always feel that, like, these games are going by a little bit quicker in the regional finals. But, yeah, what can I say?
You saw Csprogaming emerge, just jump into his death. I freaking love it. Thank you very much for that. Made me giggle. But yes, that fight is still not ended of RGStarTeam versus Csprogaming. Csprogaming in such a pickle right now, they have no way of making it out. There it is, they're going to try and save Sol to emerge.
Maybe he just believed he could fly, like.
I mean, he can't.
Maybe he believed he could touch the sky.
I don't remember the lyrics. I can't follow you on that one.
He thinks about it every night and day.
I don't remember the lyrics.
He spreads his wings.
I don't remember the lyrics.
I know, that's why I'm following up. As we are going to continue on, trust the process. They're a 4-man squad. They've got SOLTISQUAD near them, who are, I believe, at least 2 of those players. I don't know if because we saw one member of SOLTISQUAD got taken out by Nova. I don't know where the 3rd SOLTISQUAD member is, if he got taken out. Hopefully we'll find out, get a bit of an overview. His headshot looking pretty good. They're inside the circle, so they don't have to go anywhere.
They're out in the compound right next to the edge of the circle. They can try and gatekeep if they need, so good position to hold overall, especially headshot. They have to make up for that game that they did AFK yesterday. Unfortunately, hey, staying clean is important in Pure. Really good message coming out.
Shower?
Yeah, nice. Stay clean.
Just remember our conversation with
we had a little
you and Banks
conversation
yesterday. Shower regularly, guys. Make sure you keep yourself clean and hygienic. You feel fresher going into these PUBG Mobile games. As me and Max are just kind of giggling to each other a tiny bit.
Backstory.
Backstory. But yeah, Rose looking pretty good so far. They need a good performance. We've talked about them already. They've been a bit disappointing. But right now, they're surviving into later stages. They've got good compounds. They're spread out a little bit. And they've got good views.
RGStarTeam and SNG, they're both in compound. The high ground does go over to RGStarTeam, so technically they have a better opportunity to take this fight, but normally there's no need to force it. There's no reason to really look for the fight, looking for blood, looking for kills. So this is going to be a cold war for the next upcoming minutes, I do believe. And then you have no mercy still. They did win their fight earlier. There's no really reason for them to move down a compound. They can gatekeep the area. There's also a bridge, which is going to be really significant if the next circle shifts completely inland and there's no river taken into account, so they can try and gatekeep that if they want. So it's a really good location to just stick around. There's no reason to rotate, and it's such a big area, you can easily loot your team entirely. I'm pretty sure they're fully looted right now, so they're just in a prime scenario to take this game. There's no need to rotate whatsoever.
Well, we talk about a bit of engagement because we see one member of RG has knocked down Krasava on the side of SNG, so SNG just needs to be a little bit more careful. And it's interesting, Maxwell, because it's kind of like we talk about strategy and we talk about rotations and what these teams should be doing. We got to remember that at the end of the day, these teams are these teams in core are competitors, and these players are competitors. And how do they best show their competitiveness? By killing enemy players, by taking out teams. That at the core, that's how they prove it to themselves and to everybody else. So sometimes they have to battle with that and really kind of say to themselves, no, there's no point in fighting this because it's not really worthwhile.
Because kills sometimes are just weird flex, but okay.
Exactly.
Then having a little drop there coming on through. It's going to be was a Groza. Nice weapon to have overall. Is like an AKM, but on steroids. And if you can get your hands on it, definitely worthwhile, worth your efforts to get it. Trust the process. Once again, as I said, they had a pretty decent time on Vikendi last time around. And let's try and see if they can maybe take themselves the chicken dinner. But SOLTISQUAD, they're still up and running. They lost a few of their members, so maybe that's just that little extra change in numbers that needed Trust the process to dominate finally on Vikendi and have their first chicken dinner on this snowy map.
Yeah, of course, and they kind of need it because they dropped down after game 1 from 4th to 5th. By no means are they out. They're only 30 points behind, and that is a chicken dinner. So, hey, look, it could come into their prices. But right now, we're seeing a bit of a quiet period, Maxman, in Vikendi, which is kind of surprising. But it also makes sense because we're in the last 4 games. We're in the regional finals. There's one spot for the global finals for these teams to secure. They're playing so safe. They're looking at when this circle is going to close in, where the next one is, and then react. It's just going to be a bit of a mix and match of when these teams come together.
It's going to have such a huge impact for the regional finals in Pyramid, because like, if you lose this game or the upcoming 2 games or 3 games, it's basically 1 foot in the grave at that point, and you will not make it out. It's going to be really complicated. Like, Camp to win, they have like both feet in the grave. They're dancing in it right now, just having a fun time. Then, you know, it is once again possible. Most of the teams, if you're in like 11th, 12th position, can still make it up there with the 4 remaining games. We have Vikendi, we have Erangel, Miramar, and another Erangel game. So anything is possible once again, which is really fun. It's such a fun story to say. It's not like you have like in the semifinals, Nova Esports just dominating with an extra 120 points. Here, it's pretty even, and any team can make it over to Berlin later on this year for the global finals and get that $2.5 million, which is such an entertaining time.
It's like, as I said, like when you say that, honestly, like I get goosebumps thinking about it. And as I said, imagine what it's like for the players. But we're going to see this next circle. It shifted not too much. A lot of the teams are still in the circle, but they're very center of the circle. Where it's hardest is for the likes of No Mercy and the Destroyer. However, they do have a bit of an area around the East Coast that they can kind of flank around.
They can try, but like No Mercy, I think they're in really bad spots. Literally like 4 teams gatekeeping them away from the area, and that's not even in the circle. Then you have the extra 2 to 3 teams in the circle, so they're gonna have a really hard time. As Trust the Process on the move, 2 cars under their control. Thank you so much, Trust the Process. They're going to be rushing on through Csprogaming. They got away from RGStarTeam. I don't know, like they just sneaked their way away from that frozen river. That was a really weird, like standoff in Pyramid. Like but they made it out, so that's completely fine for Csprogaming.
As well.
Yeah, he did survive too. He got regen back up.
Good
he didn't deserve to get regen.
Okay, wow, harsh man. As SNG, they're still a 4-man squad. They're still looking pretty good. That knockdown was recovered from. They're inside the circle. I do wonder if many of the teams that are inside the circle are going to move away from their position. I don't think they are. Oh, Trust the Process actually gets knocked down via Molotov cocktail from Hodge, as those 2 teams are close together. I wasn't kind of expecting that. Will Rose now move forward? Seems like they kind of are, but smoke grenades are being thrown out to try and give Trust the Process a bit of a...
I've seen a few things coming on through. Are those grenades or is that grenade? I'm not too sure. Oh, there it is. Absolutely perfect. Kobe coming on through. Gets the shutdown on Shigar with the Molotov once again. And there it is. The trigger has been pulled. Rose looking for the engage. But actually, Trust the Process. They get 2 knocks again, making it even 2v2 scenario in Pyramid. It's Sagara going to try and turn it around. He didn't have the weapon in his main hand. And there it is. Rose. They come out on top and clean swipe away Trusty Process.
Sure, that's kind of unfortunate because that Surge changed his gun mid-engagement.
Yeah.
And they've done so well to take it to 2v2 because Rose, yes, they did good, but we saw that bit too far of a distance between 2 members going into that compound and the other 2 members following up, which in any other situation, that really could have gone against them. But, hey, look, they survived. Trust the Process. They are going to go out in 15th place. Not the result they would have wanted. Yeah, really not working out for them at the end of the day. If you are looking to make a tutorial on how to breach compounds, that's how you do it. You can use that footage to make an actual video gameplay to show how you must do it. But look at that shift in the next upcoming circle. RGStarTeam, Roche, Nova Esports right in the dead center of it. Look at the river as well. That's kind of separating these teams a bit more, a cliff. Man. Yeah, exactly. So the high ground is a huge separation. We saw these tiny compounds are being secured by the Destroyer for now, but Camp to win in the distance, have an idea of where they are. It's going to be really interesting. I do think the circle is going to still shift down southwards in the next circle, but of course we'll find out.
Also, these two teams, they're on the circle Imperium. And the Destroyer, they're not looking good. If the car explodes, they have no way of rotating efficiently. So they're going to have a really hard time ahead of themselves. But here it is, going to try and protect the car, put it behind that house. That's a good call right there. But there it is, another team in the distance. Going to be getting the up round on crazy. And here it is, we pan over, and it is sneaky Csprogaming.
Yeah, we didn't see it. They didn't see it, but they felt the price as we do see Crazy is going to get knocked down. He's going to be recovered by Mans. I kind of feel bad for the Destroyer. On one note, CSP do have to move in themselves, but on the other hand, they're facing both angles of fire as No Mercy are climbing through, trying to make their way into the circle.
ELEMENTRIX rushing on top of Camp to win. They do not even have the compound, but here it is. That's why you don't rush next to compounds. Is very cool when you have no extra piece of information to know if a team has set that as their home base, and they do get the upper hand and shut down Junior.
At least the car was blown up and the full squad was taken out. But Nova now, they're going to look for Rose. They see that car has been put under fire. They're all 4 members. They've got 2 kills. 14 teams still left, 44 players, but JN gets knocked down by Gangxi. No Mercy going up against Nova.
Caster Curse Imperium, they were 4 members. They need those 4 members, and every time they were 3, I pointed it out to Imperium like, yes, they're 4 members, and literally just a few seconds after they get one shot down. Absolutely insane. But No Mercy, they got the high ground. They surprised them really well, and they rotated super efficiently because their positioning was such a hard time for them, and they made out of that scenario.
So, SOLTISQUAD, 1 member has been taken out by Nova AY. So, AJ is still there. RG is knocking down Nomad Warriors. AY has turned his attention onto Punisher and knocked him down. A lot of action as this circle is closing in, Maxman.
Nomad Warriors going to have 1 member knock, but here it is going back over to Nova Esports versus No Mercy. No Mercy going to be swiped away. Imperium going out in 14th position. Your boys not making it through this time around.
Well, that was the fear, right, of them moving, flanking around down the south rather than going the east coast, because there were so many more teams. As Nomad Warriors, they're being put under pressure from RG. RG are trying to turn around and go, you took the leaderboard up until the end of day 1. We are coming out to fight as Nomad Warriors lose 2 members.
It's cat and mouse game so far. Imperium, every team chasing each other for those extra points, for those extra ranking situations. And a few teams going to be trying to snake their way through, and the Destroyer snaking it really early on, but you're not in the circle. You're going to have to start rotating right now. You only have 4 seconds before the circle starts shrinking. You might have a hard time getting out, but here it is. Then a container. Nomad Warriors was the 2 members remaining. Csprogaming in the distance. RGStarTeam all around the board. In the background, they also have another team that they're just absolutely surrounded. Was only 1 car to make it work out for themselves, but SNG going to get actually shut down, going out in 13th position.
Feels bad for SNG because they had fire from both Nomad Warriors and RG, and that's actually good for Nomad Warriors because they've allowed RG to actually do their work for them, and they're actually able to survive for now. As we are getting into this next circle, we're down to 12 teams, 33 players still alive, so there's a lot of 1 to 2 man squads still going in this game, Max, and we're at the 24-minute mark.
Yeah, we should, at this point, was only 33 players, should be down to, maybe half teams, which is really surprising. Right now, the Destroyer, the circle is moving against you, and it is phase 6, so the tick damage you can see on the bottom of your screen, absolutely insane damage coming on through. ELEMENTRIX is going to be rushing in the lower section of this river. But here it is, Orange again picked up 1 by 1. As Csprogaming just pick it up super easily and get that shut down, securing ELEMENTRIX in the 12th position.
Yeah, we also see OnyX are looking to go up against Hype in another area of the map. Have Hype been able to survive? Yes, Nixon turned around and getting to knock down onto OnyX. Hopefully we can get a bit of a view on that action, as 11 teams are left in this game. We've gone down to 29 players. That was a full squad wipe at one point in this game. Camp to win, down to 1 member, which is a good A.
Lorky, you can't really snake there because you have no grass, you have no coverage, you're easily spottable, so maybe get to a tree, get to that utility that's been popped out by Nova and Camp to win. You might have a chance of making it through. Here, Nova Esports, they lost another member earlier. There was Xiaozi, was only A and Bandit on the board, trying to secure themselves maybe a chicken dinner on this game. Going to be a little bit more complicated than it was earlier. And just going to try and secure that fight for themselves. But OnyX, they're rotated in. Same for Team Hype. And this circle is absolutely insane, but completely going over the way of Team Rose and OnyX getting the 2 last compounds.
Yeah, we see Gurkha as the final member of Hype. I think he's just going to do his best to regen up. I don't think he's going to be able to make his way through to circles. This circle's a lot closer. As you see, a lot of action is going down.
There are no more compounds in the circle Imperium. There are no more. So that means that the Rose and OnyX had such a good position to work with. They're going to have to rotate inwards. So now the teams such as Csprogaming down in the bottom of the river had a really good chance of taking it home. Also, Nomad Warriors, they're in a good position to try and take this one. But still,
Nova have a bit of a compound, but it's not inside the circle. But at least they don't have to move far. And they can actually hopefully get a lot of protection up until they have to move out.
Seems like RGStarTeam, they rush for Csprogaming once again in another river, another standoff of these two teams. But G-Play, you know, taking his chances, trying to maybe get a few lucky shots on top of Nova Esport. That was an interesting smoke. Not really what you're looking for there. Wasting a little bit of utility to try and rush towards the next circle. But still, you can see no teams are really rushing too far. But here it is, RGStarTeam and Csprogaming. They did rush earlier. And Csprogaming, pretty even fight overall. Really surprising from Csprogaming, because RGStarTeam is one of the most aggressive teams in the Chinese region. And now they're looking to try and shut it down.
Bandit in the distance, he's trying to get a couple of knockdowns, he's trying to get a little bit of engagement while still playing safe. You have that one member of Team 15, which is, I believe, SOLTISQUAD, is still going. And he's put his team higher and higher in the overall standings. They need a good result. RG going now, Csprogaming. They get that, I believe they're about to get that squad wipe. Near enough, I think one member is left.
What a flank.
Great flank from RG.
What a
The work
flank.
is still going.
There's still 4 members in Imperium. RGStarTeam, they got the last game on Sanhok. Can they get it again this time around? I mean, there's a high probability they've still got a 4-man squad going their way. Nomad Warriors doing the rush on the bridge, easily spotted out by enemy members, but they're just not really focused on that area right now. They're more focused on standoffs with other teams, so he might be able to barely make it through, but here it is. Play, having a good smoke this time around. Will try and snake it through towards that rock, but still not quite in the circle. I know that eSport, they see that smoke, they know one player's over there. He might get shut down in the upcoming seconds.
Yeah, right now, it's actually Destroyer, not SOLTISQUAD. My apologies. However, he has been taken out. His team ends up in 7th place. We're down to 6 teams, 13 players alive. A lot of action to come. Frenzied fights around the corner as these teams are just really fighting to last as long as possible. Nova are looking pretty strong, as are RGStar.
Here it is. Bandit being really safe there, just checking if the member is snaking it through. G-Play in the background, taking his chance, but here it is. Going to get shut down by OnyX Wolf in the distance to still set location in the compound, as Rose was shut down a little bit early on. Imperium not really working out their way, and OnyX did get the upper hand, so they got the control of the compound, have a few knocks on their side, but they're going to regen back up. One of their members is going to be Rage. And now, OnyX, they have the utility. They have 2 cars. Not really going to be very useful at this point in the time, but the bridge is not in the next circle. And still, Nomad Warriors, they're able to snake it through Imperium. But RGStarTeam looking super, super strong at this point in time. And trying to get themselves close in the circle. There's very little amount of grass and a few rocks. All the utility you've tried to accumulate at this point is going to be so impactful.
It is. And realistically, the circle is favoring Nova right now. They don't have to move anywhere. Bandit is creeping around that rock. He knows that there's a couple of players in the opposite direction. Rage has actually got the knockdown on the Bandit. Is this going to be RG's chance to really move forward? They've seen that knockdown. Rage gets the kill on the Bandit. Nova are down to 1 member. We're 4 teams left. 8 players alive. The circle is closing in. As you pointed out, there's no more compounds for these teams to hide behind. Just a couple of rocks and the ground.
Yeah, they're going to try and have to work around that. Nova Esport is only a last hope for this potential chicken dinner once again, but RGStarTeam using their utility. There it is. That's when it pays off. That's what happens when you keep their utility later on in the game. Though OnyX, they're split and they have multiple angles of fire, but here it is. Nomad Warriors are going to be shut down, taken out in 4th position. Now it's going to be a 3-man standoff in these teams. Going to be OnyX, RGStarTeam, and Nova Esport. Molotov coming on through, trying to stop that push and engage from Joker. He has the Uzi. He's looking to try and get close and personal with OnyX, but here's the car move coming out from Wolf, but he's not really going to commit today. He's just going to hold his ground, take his time with Vegeta and his mates.
Yeah, vroom vroom goes Vegeta.
That precision.
Gets knocked down with the Uzi from Joker. This is the RG we've come to know and love. This is them coming on peak performance as they're just pushing OnyX to the max. What are they going to do to respond as more damage being fired by Joker onto Rage, and aim locker from another area gets that knockdown.
There it is. Look at that aim coming out from Joker on a Uzi. The recoil of that weapon is absolutely insane. And now that distance is super complicated. It's more of a melee weapon than anything else. He's still making it work for himself. Nova Esports is going to get a little bit taken over by RGStarTeam as they're trying to have a split kind of engage at this point in time. A lot of utility also used on the side of OnyX Esports. Just OnyX. And they're going to try and hold it as long as possible. Vegeta trying to reach him back up to 75, 100% of his HP. And A, from Nova Esports, just taking his time, chilling. No need to force the fight whatsoever. You have two teams that outnumber you. You're better off just waiting them to battle it out and then try and sneak it through and get that play around.
Exactly. Don't waste your own med kits. Don't waste your own energy drinks. Don't waste your own time and expose your position. Let the two other remaining teams go at each other. The circle is going to start closing in the next 10 seconds. Zaltian, is it going to be a Kobe moment onto OnyX? Not quite.
Just in front of that rock. That would have hit. That would have got two players instantly. If he has another grenade to try and give it another shot, I would actually say worth it. I don't think they're going to try and do that. Here it is. The circle moving up against the members of Team OnyX. They're going to be losing Wolf. Vegito is going to be following really shortly behind. And there it is. Going to be picked up by RGStarTeam. And now, last member remaining is going to be turned around. And there it is. It's going to be going over to Nova Esports. The pawns are going their way. Woo!
That's how you play the final moments when you're at a man disadvantage, Maxman. Nova, he did nothing other than just wait, take his time, play the game, and let the RG and OnyX go at each other. We saw them pick off each other. Of course, RG won it, but when it came down to it, Nova had the rock, they had the vision, and also he just got those clutch moments off. Great play coming out for Nova. However, RG, not only did they finish in second maximum, but they got a nice total juicy amount of 11 kills in their favor. Great performance once again.
Exactly what we said. Exactly what we said in Pyramid happened. Good job from Nova Esports Secure. And finally, like making it up and doing what we saw from them execute in the semifinals. Anyways, a lot of action just happened. Let's break it down on the desk. That music is lit.
That transitional music is so cool.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, that was game 2, guys. I'm just so excited. Nova coming out on top. SOLTISQUAD having another bad performance. Nomad Warriors doing their best to survive as long as possible. Not the highest result they would have wanted. And then you have teams like RG coming in and kind of going, no, okay, we're still in this. Yeah, we had bad day 1, but we're coming into day 2 and we're getting 2 fantastic results.
After this game, I was going to say, like, oh no, the highlights. Okay, I was going to say, like, the standings must be so interesting because we don't know which team is #1 spot right now. It's so goddamn close. But anyways, let's check out a few of these highlights. SRY and No Mercy clashing on together earlier. And that was Punisher. That was his time of glory. Just montage-worthy right there. And he got a few nice kills. Got 3 kills on the members of SRY. There it is, the 1v2 scenario going over to Punisher. Picks one, and here's the second one. Peekaboo, my friend. Here it is. Punisher ready to punish you down.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was actually quite proud to kind of be casting that moment in terms of from a play-by-play point of view for most of it. And just see him pull off those clutch moments was just absolutely fantastic to see. But as we go on into these highlights, trust the process, being put under fire from Rose. They initially got the better of them, but the final 2 members of Rose came in. We saw Utsurja swap gun mid-engagement.
He had no more bullets, I believe. So you had to swap, and I think you should have just like peel back, take his time, then re-engage, because it just had those 2 to 3 second disadvantage that allowed Rose to take that game. Otherwise, I think trust the process. They could have secured the squad wipeout.
I feel they would have, but as we go on into this game, RG Aimlocker going in, getting those kills on the CSP and showing what his team are made of.
That aim, though, that was so goddamn surprising coming out with the Uzi, and there it is. That was the game going over to Nova Esports that just waited. They were the vulture of this Vikendi match, and they just secured themselves the chicken dinner. Gonna be checking out the last 8 positions of this game. Team Hype, they got a 9th position, you know, they're a little bit all over the board. Good performance, bad performance. Same for No Mercy this time around. Not really having that good of a time. And then you look at Trust the Process in 15. Trust the Process, come on. Like, you got 2 Erangel games, but it doesn't allow you to have bad performances on the other matches.
Not at all. It's slipping away from them. Then on the opposite end of the table, Nomad Warriors finishing 6th, getting 16 points. And I was just thinking when you say about not the best results for No Mercy and Hype, at this stage, you want to, every single game, you want to be securing points above the double digits. You want to be getting at least 15 points per game to kind of keep yourself in there. Nomad Warriors got 16 points. The Destroyer, not a decent result, getting 7th place.
Damn it. I was getting in the casting today, like, I was a little bit tired and everything, but now this, just how tense it is, I'm just so freaking hyped. It's absolutely insane. Nova Esports, yeah, they're in #1 spot. They got 41 points. It was 11 kills. Same for RGStarTeam. They got 11 kills going their way. Like, the amount of teams getting that amount of points, especially Team OnyX.
Yeah, and look at top four positions, all got a total of 41 points, 41 kill points between the top 4 teams, if I'm correct.
They're just sharing the kills.
41 points. So that shows how dominant they were. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's ridiculous when you look at what's happening. And also, that's really going to help in the overall standings as it comes up right in front of it. Nova turn around and take that top spot from Nomad Warriors, and RG are on Nomad's tail in 3rd position.
If you want to know why we love eSport, this is what we're here for. Nova Esports, Nomad Warriors, RGStarTeam, just so freaking close together. The top 3 battling it out, like, just shoulder to shoulder, and just, it's so goddamn close. Any team could take at this point, and it might be a Nepal game, it might be a Chinese team going to the regional finals and, like, global stage at Berlin. It's, oh my god.
I've got a question for you, Max. Yeah. Have you ever had a sandwich from China?
I never went to China, no.
Because right now, Nomad Warriors are in the middle of a Chinese sandwich. They're in 2nd. They've got Nova ahead of them. We've got RG behind them in 3rd place. So we look then lower down. SOLTISQUAD in 4th place. Still close behind, but there is that point difference. Trust the process slipping away as well. We are starting to see now the higher point gaps are making a bigger difference for these teams that haven't climbed their way up.
You only have 3 more games to make a difference. That is starting, like, now if you're starting to be in the lowercase teams, now it's slowly going to start saying goodbye to you, and you might not make it through, but once again, it is not over until the last game is done and done. We're about to engage. Next game is going to be Erangel, followed up with Miramar, and Erangel once again. This is Trust the Process time to shine.
Like, so we've had Sanhok and Vikendi that have both been overall very, very pushy. In this game.
Look at this phone. Isn't it a beautiful phone?
It's
very cool.
There you go. We've seen Sanhok and Vikendi that are both overall very aggressive, kind of forward maps that are smaller, so the teams are colliding together. Now I definitely think we're going to have a bit of a calm down game in Erangel, where the teams are going to be able to be a bit more calculated. You have more space to move around and find the right spot. And especially because we're seeing these teams that are kind of, you know, really fighting for that top spot, they're going to be even more calculated on their position. So, yeah, a long way to go.
Like, the teams are just so close. If you want to check out the standings, like, now is the time to do so because it's so close. You want to track every single team, what they're doing, and you can go and do that at the link down below, clubopen.pubgmobile.com. All the juicy pieces of information are over there.
And I'll tell you guys, if you're not enjoying the action,
are you not entertained?
Right now, if you're not entertained by the absolute fantastic plays, whether you're watching us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, I'm telling you, you'd be crazy not to hit that like, hit that follow button, and smash that subscribe, and of course, ring the notification bell so you get notified when we go live. Because like I said, there's so much more PUBG Mobile esports action to come in the Club Open later on this year in the fall split. It's only just begun, guys.
It's only just begun, but it's about to end, actually. Like this spring split. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this 2nd game on Vikendi. We're about to go with Erangel and some insane action coming our way.
Your game, Vivo V15 series, Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Play PUBG Mobile for free.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open. This is the regional finals. This is day 2. We've had 2 fantastic games. I'm Imperium, if you don't know me already. What have you been doing? And of course, I'm joined by Maxman. I'm so hyped right now. I know Maxman is hyped. It took a small bit of time for us to get warmed up. We didn't know what we were really going to be preparing for in terms of what teams were going to come out on top. But man, have we seen some differences in these first 2 games?
No, day 1 yesterday was like, it was chill, it was relaxing, just a nice few games with the lads. But now, this is esport. This is true esport. This is what we've been waiting for since the start, since the group stage. And here it is. Look at the standings. Nova Esport dominating, 156 points. Nomad Warriors in second spot, 151. RGStarTeam, 149. It is just so close. And this is, as you said earlier, the Chinese sandwich. Nomad Warriors going to try and wiggle their way out of it right now.
Yeah, they really have got to. And like looking at the point difference, as I said, 7 points are separating the top 3 teams. Maxman, there is then a bit of a points gap between 4th place and 5th place. 49 points between Trust the Process and Nova Esports, and that's the top 5. So realistically, in my eyes, it's the top 5 teams that are really fighting for the top spot, and anything lower than them in the point standing of each game is a negative for them in my eyes. But of course, it's going to get more and more exciting. Nova Esports, they went from 4th place to 1st place overall, just climbing that mountain step after step. They had a tough first day, really not performing the way we've seen them, and they come in today, them and RG in particular, just boom.
This is Nova Esport we've been waiting for. They've been dominating the semi-finals. Once again, as I said earlier, they had 120 points advantage, which is absolutely insane. It's unseen of in this entire PMCO, in all the regions all together. Nova's been just absolutely dominating. They deserve to get in the global phase. Yeah, they got the highest points overall. They were just getting 7 chicken dinners, 4 of those chicken dinners in a row. Absolutely insane. But anyways, we're talking about teams, talking about standings and points and everything. If you want to go check out the information for yourself, a link will pop up down below. clubopen.pubgmobile.com. All the juicy pieces of information will be going your way.
Yeah, of course. And whether you are watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, please hit that like, follow, and subscribe. But I believe we are about to get into this third game today, my apologies, which is going to be Erangel. It's a lot of juicy action to come back on.
Let's try and open it up. And here it is. We are dropping hot with Nova Esport A. Look at that. Nice parachute, actually. Pretty sexy one. But here it is. That's a very, very south plane, Imperium. That is not a good plane when you drop in on Erangel, which is one of the biggest maps in this game.
No, it's not, but the teams are spread out. Like I said, whoa, okay. Let's talk about the circle. It's West Coast. A lot of water is... A lot of it is going to be occupied by
Nova's
water,
on its
own. Nova's still trying to move down. Good few of the teams are definitely inside the circle, but the teams that have landed on the east coast / center of the map are really going to have to push forward into the circle of the next couple of phases. But like I said, Erangel, it's a big map, gives plenty of time for these teams to just loot up.
Yeah. A from Nova Esport, he's pretty split. I don't really get what's going on right here, but okay, you see a few cars down below, so I don't know if that is... Yeah, that is Nova Esport. They're going to be around the corner, so he's going to be good for now, taking his time to drop. Then you have Headshot, Rose. Headshot, actually, you are in the home territory of Rose. That is one scary place to be in this early game on Erangel.
Well, they are last. They've only got 30 points overall. So, in my eyes, what they're doing now is they're just going, look, we've got nothing to lose. What's the worst that can happen? We finish last and we don't get any more points. So why not drop hot? Why not look to get a couple of spicy challenges? Why not look to surprise a couple of teams and see what we can do? Let's push ourselves.
That's a really good point, actually, Imperium, because they want to test themselves against the higher ranked teams. And also, just so you know, if you didn't know what happened actually with PMCO, was the teams that did get into the regional finals. If you are into the regional finals, you automatically go over to the full split. So no need to sign up, no need to do anything. You'll be playing with a 42-team squad later on this year.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be really great for Headshot and a great chance for them to push themselves. They are going up against Rose. On a side note, Rose do not have the best of consistency and performance in the regional finals, but we've seen moments where they just pulled out absolutely amazing performances.
But this is Pachinki Rose we're talking about, Imperium. You don't mess with Rose in Pachinki. If you do, you're big dead. You got the big dead.
Big dead.
Big dead. There it is, though, headshot. They're sticking a little bit together. Gaitan in the distance, I don't know, like he's just having a solo birthday party. I don't know what's going on over there. And Rose, they're a little bit split. I think they have the information. They're playing pretty wary. They're not looting super fast like they usually do. They're really taking their time, trying to look for some few angles on the side of Rose and slowly trying to get multiple potential engages. And headshot is not positioned in a way they can respond to that efficiently.
Wait, trust the process landing in military base in Nova? What the hell?
They never do that.
They've never done that before, but what?
Trust a process on military island?
Are we
Never
watching
seen.
the same game?
Nobody's ever done that.
As you can tell, we are being quite sarcastic. OnyX and Trust the
Also.
Process, they love landing in military base, both of them respectively, and then moving their way up. You pointed out earlier, it is a great strategy to go for because you can then go over the bridge and you're more likely are going to occupy the circle.
Yeah, definitely. Also, but like that plane was super down south, so you might have a few teams setting up like camp in a few of those compounds towards the river. So it might make the rotation from Trusted Process a little bit more harsh, but they can still sneak it through. They did it twice so far yesterday, and both of those times it worked out for them. They got into like top 5, I do believe, in Imperium. So Trusted Process still looking pretty good so far. Going to try and rotate efficiently. We'll try and follow up on that. And ELEMENTRIX, we had 2 games yesterday on Erangel Imperium, and ELEMENTRIX never went to their hometown called George Powell. And finally, they're there. Will that change this course of the game?
I'm telling you, I'm really hoping it does, because right now they are currently lying in 10th overall. They've only got 84 points to their name. However, in saying that, because even though one thing to point out is we're only going to have one team that's going to qualify for global, but I think it's out of respect. We should definitely talk about the teams that are fighting for the mid positions and fighting for the overall egotistical point, overall standings, and they are close to the likes of SNG and the Destroyer, who are in 6th place. So, they definitely can climb their way up, as No Mercy and SNG are going close with each other.
They're pretty far away, but another fight that just happened a few seconds ago, Imperium, and it showed up into the feed. It was Rose. They got her knock on one member of headshot. I don't know if he got flushed away. It was not. Mad is still up there, but not a good start, and that might allow Rose to actually pull the trigger, fully commit, get that team squad wipeout. Not looking good for them, but here it is, Rose. They should have heard the footsteps, but Rose, they're doing a 3-1 split with one scout, trying to kind of split the firepower of headshot when they're going to try and fully commit. Oh, there it is, a grenade, but not really getting the nice opportunity on Rose.
Okay, what I like is that he flanked around and threw a grenade. It didn't connect. And when it didn't connect, he backed off because he realized, okay, it's not the moment to push through. Because I think he knows there's more than one player from headshot in that building, and it's always risky to go in a 1v2 situation when you're there.
It is a 2v2 split too from headshot, so they can respond a little bit better.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
have adapted to the aggression of Rose, which is
Definitely.
really nice to see from headshot.
Yeah, now No Mercy, they love landing in Primorsk as well on a side note, but they are joined closely by SNG around that area. So it's what they're used to. They're going to stick to their own strategy. They could do with a good result. As you're seeing action in Pachinki with headshot turning around and going, we're going to knock you down. We're going to turn it around. And Rose are down to essentially, I believe, one member, and headshot have a full squad with decent health.
You're normally going to be crowning the person to go over to the global stage, but we might today crown a new Pachinki King Imperium as a headshot. They got such a nice engage on Team Rose. This is going to be turned into a 4v2 scenario all around the board.
Okay.
And Rose, they're just doing a run for it. But here it is. Gets the upper hand. Headshot. They get 3 knocks from Rose in Pachinki. Nobody's ever done that. And now they're going to look for more. There it is. He's just going to chill. He's not taking any extra opportunities. He doesn't want to really play too aggressive. That is just absolutely insane.
He was out in the open. That Rose member was essentially out in the open. However, Guetin has been knocked down. He tries to secure the kill onto that member of headshot, but doesn't quite get the job done. It is going to be a UMP with that side. It's going to do a decent bit of work for that member of Rose. Now, all members of headshot are flanking around. Molotov cocktail goes out, but it's not going to quite connect as Maxen just kind of meh his way, as he knows it's not going to do anything.
There it is. He's going to try and use that third-person view to try and take an advantage and potentially do a 1v4 clutch. But I don't have to say how hard that is going to be to pull off. Only one team's done it so far, and that was RGStarTeam.
Like,
that was Aim Locker. And It is possible, but like right now, Rose, he has no reason to pick the fight. Rose, they're not in a scenario where they can allow themselves to take another loss, to take another L. If they do, it is 100% almost sure that they won't go to the global scenario.
Yeah. Like, I know you kind of might be thinking, like, why are we so hyped for, like, this early game engagement? Because I feel like every single engagement right now is going to have a huge impact on the overall standings, whether it's the first place spot, whether it's the mid-place position, whether it's the bottom half. It's all going to make an impact, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. Camp to win. They're changing. They're going to go into 2 vehicles.
Thank you.
Wise choice coming out from them.
I was like praying, please
Yeah,
take the car. If you don't take the car, I'm going to be cringing so much.
That's why I wanted to point it out. Like,
okay, there it is. Oh, no, he's going forward. Oh, look at this map, guys. The map is absolutely insane. Look at that circle. It's so hype. Let's go. I love it.
okay. That's cool. It's cool. As we see, it is kind of nothing crazy. We're going to see a bit of action going down. A lot of teams are overall spread out. That loot crate is going to have a bit of juicy goodness. RG down the south with, yeah, I know, Headshot, they took down Rose. Yeah. So Headshot are the new Pachinki champions.
How it is.
That's what we're going to crown them as. Look, at the end of the day, they've taken down. Like I said, they had nothing to lose, right? They went into this kind of going, hey, look, we're in last place. If we can do something different, something exciting, and push ourselves, we're going to feel better about it, right? So they've done that. They've put Rose in the 16th place overall, and they're going to give themselves a great confidence boost going into later stages of the game.
Myself and I think also Imperium, we love ourselves an underdog story when a team overcomes a big obstacle like that. But right now, Nova eSport having multiple vehicles under their control. And Mr. Yozu, those shots are not connecting, my friend. Got to work on that micro mechanic.
Well, why is he prone down when they're driving away? Because they're hardly going to stop, in my eyes. Whereas you're going to get more of a aim provision when you're not scoped down, when you're not prone down. So shame, however, Nova managed to get away. They climb on top of this mountain hilltop so they can get a good view. And this is what we see Nova do time and time again, and it has worked out lots of times in these games.
When we say take the high ground, you know, they mean it literally. They're taking the highest point in this map so far. We're going to have a little quick replay of what was just happening earlier of Rose facing up against the members of Team Headshot. Got a nice shot on Med 2 right there. Going to try and do the jump shot. Not really working out for them. There it is. He has the information. Does get another one on Savage. Got the 1v2, but still after that, you had 2 other members. Maybe you had to reload and he got overwhelmed. But still, like, nice job from Rose. But just Headshot, they overwhelmed and took over Pachinki.
Well,
all that loot for themselves.
That manpower is always going to have a huge advantage. He did his best. Was able to get the job done, and like we said, that is Rose coming out in 16th place. Trust the process. Are getting a little bit of damage done to them. Not much. Vikac, Surja, Bullet, there to just loot up, survive, as they have SRY in the distance as this 4-man squad. However, Salty occupied Pachinki, driving past, and they've gotten 1 member knocked down on the side of Headshot, if we can pan it down.
There's always a bigger fish, Imperium. They're going to try and take it home if they can. But yeah, so this, once again, it is pretty passive. But at this point, you shouldn't have a team going down. And that was Rose, which is like, I think we did not expect, especially in the Pachinki. Like, I was praising them, and they just got shut down first. Really interesting stuff coming up from Team HS Headshot. Going to have an AUG A3 coming on through with an AR suppressor. That's going to be highly valuable in all of the stages of the game on Erangel, because you're going to snake is super important. So trying to hide away your positioning is going to be really good if you can get your hands on it, but it is in an open area. It is a risk to take, but if you can get your hands on it, it's going to be super worth it for the later stages of the game.
Of course, and we are into 12-minute mark. We still got 15 teams alive, 58 players. So all of these teams are actually 4-man squads, except for the team that got squad wiped. However, Guatan has been knocked down on the side of Headshot, so they're technically down to 3 players as Salty occupying Pachinki. They need a good result. Salty do. They drop points. They've fallen down to places on where they were at the end of yesterday's game, so a good result will really help them so far.
They're focused on the fight in Pachinki, but I'm more focused on this circle. Look at that. Camp to win. Nova eSport getting really good position. Same for Csprogaming and Team ELEMENTRIX. The Destroyer going to rotate in towards George Pole. Going to be good to go. But look at that. No mercy. Pretty far. And SNG is still behind them, so they might have to face it out at some point in time and refocus on this fight of Salty versus Team Headshot. They did have a knock early on Headshot. They were able to regen back up, but here it is. Maybe a breach coming out from Sadam Pangmi on top of Savage. 2v1 scenario. I think Savage should maybe try and jump away. Oh, there he goes. He gets knocked. It's another knock on top of Pangmi. Does get a grenade coming on through, but this should be the end. And HS Gaiten trying to get an angle, trying to look for an opportunity, but I don't think it will be going his way. And it's a 1-for-1 trade-off at the end of the day.
I feel like Guatan could be in a better position overall. I get that he's flanking around, but I feel like he's not really doing enough to spot out where Salty are, and he's a little bit too afraid as the circle is going to start closing in. So one of these teams are going to have to start making moves. Although, however, the blue zone damage isn't really that much at this stage of the phase of the game. I
mean, it should be getting like the life of Savage. They're not going to go and try and regen him back up. Salty, they're also going to peel away, and maybe you'll have one team getting knocked away because on that peel back, I don't see any cars under their control, so they might not have that. That's going to be finally Savage shut down by one member of Salty Squad in the circle. They're going to try and get the ASAP rotation coming on through. Rusen overstaying his welcome at this point. You might want to try and follow your team. That's a little bit of lack of synergy or communication. Rusen on the move.
Maybe he's trying to catch him out, right? Maybe it's something like it's always a risk, but I think he's just trying to catch him out. As Dean's trying to get onto No Mercy as our Bleak Snake. Can No Mercy survive? Punisher trying to heal himself up. Gangsy is being knocked down as Kill is just going to try and get into that compound. Gangsy gets taken out by Krasava. It's essentially a 3v3 situation for now as Punisher gets knocked down. So now it's 2v3. No, Kill is actually, yeah, Destro and Kill are down, so it's 2v4.
Look how many angles SNG has on No Mercy. Only two members, Destro. He's okay, you deal with it, guys. I'm out of here. And now Kill left on his own with the extra tick damage of the zone. Going to try and regen back up. This might be the end of his tale. That's all she wrote for Punisher as he gets shut down instantly by Bleak Snake. Securing that kill for himself. It's still phase 3, doesn't do all that much damage. When you start getting towards phase 4, phase 5, phase 6, that's when the zone starts doing a lot of work. So you're going to have to start and rotate inwards because a lot of teams have been sending their locations up, like RGStarTeam and Nova Esports.
Yeah, Kill got taken out by Bleak Snake, so that's going to be another couple of kills. 3 kills on the side of SNG. Krasava is getting into a bit of trouble with his health, but he's going to be able to use that first aid kit. SNG have that vehicle. It's only a buggy, so only 2 players are going to be able to fit in, but I think there's another vehicle close by.
Rock, paper, scissors, you stay.
Well, Dean's is just out of there. Like he's well into the distance. He's gone, I'm out of here. As we see, Destro has gotten away. The circle is closing in. Only 4 or 5 teams are actually inside the circle. All the other teams are having to move in.
You have a few compounds to work with right here. As you're going to see, pan over to the map. Camp to win super central. Last time they had a really central game, they actually took the game. It was actually on Vikendi last time they had that, so should be working out going their way. And Csprogaming in the top there, also having a location on a compound play zone, going to be getting the kill on Bloody from SNG. Not looking all that great. A few mistakes, a little bit of a repeat of what we had on Miramar yesterday, Imperium. Teams not rotating fast enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like, though, you play with fire, you're going to get burned, right? So you play with the blue zone, you're going to get knocked down. That's kind of generally what can happen as SNG are getting knocked down by OnyX. Krasava getting into a spot of trouble as we see Nomad Warriors Satsura is going to come up against OnyX. So it's OnyX against Nomad Warriors as we do pan it over right now. Rage is going to go in on the kill. It is essentially a 4v1 situation. Well, actually 4v0 because, yeah, Satsura is down and out.
There it is. OnyX looking to get the shutdown on Satsura, trying to use that tree, but that will not really work out for him. Here it is, putting now Nomad Warriors to 3 members across the board. They still got to try and squeeze their way out of that Chinese sandwich in the leaderboards, Imperium. Just process, and Salty going to be racing up against towards Hype. And Nomad Warriors, they are still together, even though they lost one of their members earlier. Big fight happening all over there. Salty going to be trying to breach cheap Hype. They do get 1 kill. Can they look for another 1v3? Seems like it's pretty good. Oh, there it is! The 1v3 clutch coming out in the bottom right of your corner, and that will be Hype coming out on top against that breach from SOLTISQUAD.
I would like to get a bit of a strong replay on that because I'd like to see what Hype did, but fantastic play coming out from them. I thought Salty was going to get better of them as we are seeing these cards flying around as action players are just emerging from into this circle, into this kind of, you know, blank canvas of an area, just kind of going, okay, we're just going to drive around. A little bit crazy stuff going on, Max.
Everyone in cars, Autobots move out as OnyX going to take a few shots coming out from Imaloka in the distance, not really connecting all that much. And Wolfie's just trying to distract him with the car. Look at me, boys. But no, he's not going to be really focused on that. Get the kill, get the knockdown. looking for more, and RGStarTeam looking pretty solid. They have the high ground and such a good position to work with. They're looking pretty dominant for this upcoming game.
It's not just the high ground they have, but they have a couple of small cliff not cliff edges, but hill edges. They have the little mounds that they can kind of duck and dive around, and of course they have vehicles that they can move out from. That's 4 vehicles in their favor. It's going to give them a good bit of excess strategy as Destro, only remember of No Mercy, just crawling his way into that circle as quickly as possible, trying to avoid any damages. Nova, the tippity top of the mountain in the standings, and in Erangel, they are sitting on top of that mountain, but they've got to move down because the circle is not in their favor.
The Imperium, even if you're at the tippity top of the mountain, at the end of the day, you're only halfway up. Nova Esports still got to outdo themselves to try and secure potentially another chicken dinner, as they did get it last game on Vikendi. Repeat, and let's see if that works out for them. Nice little angle from Trust the Process, trying to snake it through on Team RGStarTeam. Not getting much there.
He's heading right into the path of Vikesh.
Yeah.
Is Vikesh going to hear it?
That's a huge shift.
Be a bit of an issue. The shift in the circle is crazy.
They got the
down
compound
to the east coast, and now Nomad Warriors and the Destroyer are just sitting down pretty, especially Nomad Warriors, because circle is more likely going to go a bit more to the west from that as Vikesh. Look for Destro. Is it going to be a Kobe moment? He's going to fly around. He gets a little bit of damage on. It's going to be a 1v1 situation. Destro going down. He's going to get taken out by Vikesh, who just had the health advantage, that shot advantage, and flanks him out. That's No Mercy out of this game.
Kangaroos 1, No Mercy 0 as they take down and eat the dust in this time around, securing the 11th position. Csprogaming in the distance, going to try and rotate in. OnyX still in a pretty open area, dominating with RGStarTeam. RGStarTeam using a lot of their utility early on, and there's not going to be a lot of place where you can actually loot that up. So RGStarTeam trying to hold on to that utility. There's only 1 compound to play for. It's going to be really, really a worthy item to have later on in the game, as they're going to rotate away, not really ready to pick that fight, as they are also out of the circle.
It's clever play,
yeah,
to be honest.
Everyone's trying to get for the compound. There's only 1 compound left, and it is under the control of Nomad Warriors so far, and everyone's just rushing for it.
Yeah, we're down to 10 teams, 33 players alive, 20-minute mark of this game. As RG going down to CSP, but CSP returning, fire vehicles get blown up. Hype Turtle and Hype Nixon are there in a mix, trying to survive as these teams are clashing together closer and closer.
Trying to get soon up there, but Vikesh shot down in the distance by Csprogaming Magenta. Are they going to try and get that shutdown kill? And I don't think they can save Vikesh. A little bit of utility coming on through, but there it is. Camp to win. Disconnect going to be shut down in the distance, losing one of their members. And that's going to be facing up against a team ELEMENTRIX. One-on-one scenario. Who's going to be coming out on top? ELEMENTRIX got to try and redeem themselves. Same for Camp to win, so let's see who comes out on top. But here it is, Camp to win actually doing some work. Same for ELEMENTRIX. It's a pretty close fight overall. Now, Utsugara gets an angle on Csprogaming, gets a knock, trying to get that flush, not really able to connect. A lot of utility going to be popped out, but here it is. Here's the spray, but none of those bullets actually connecting. Here's a grenade though coming on through. Is that Kobe Imperium? Is he going to get it? That is such a nice one, actually. Ooh, there it is, right on top of Emerge, gets the shutdown, and another one on Magenta. Oh, that's absolutely insane.
Great nades coming out from Trusted Process, and grenades are such a great way of kind of securing a couple of kills or securing a couple of knockdowns in such a safe position. Now you just got to flank in there. They got to be aware that there's a couple of teams around them, so they can't be too far out in the open, because you see Vikesh taking a lot of damage hiding behind that vehicle, trying to pop out that first aid kit so he can heal himself up while the rest of his team support him in all angles of this action.
Nova Esports versus OnyX, they do get the upper hand. Nicely done. OnyX going out in 9th position. Csprogaming trying to regen back up. The utility, there's going to be a little bit of time where it's not going to be up anymore. But look at the other shift of the circle. Once again on the compound. Nomad Warriors looking so strong at this point in time. But Utsugara a little bit too far behind the members of Trusted Process. Csprogaming going to be harassed by Vikesh and Bullet. Bullet also going to be eating the dust right now. Can he pull up the flank? Can he pull up the move? But he's still with the smoke. He's just cutting down his visibility. Can't do right much. He's going to prone for a little bit longer. And trying to surprise them. They have legit no idea where he's at. And Vikesh can pull off a peekaboo and completely surprise them. There it is. Does get Nit. Oh, no. Nit turns around. A 360 no-scope headshot. There it is.
Like, I really feel that was Trust the Process's fault, because when they got those 2 knockdowns, why didn't they heavily flank CSP? Why didn't they go in as a team? They felt a little bit too passive with that engagement, right? CSP were able to heal up, revive their team members, and they turned around and they got that squad wipe. So, feels bad, man, for Trust the Process.
Camp to win. They did get deleted also earlier versus Team ELEMENTRIX. Now everyone is rushing, trying to overcome Nomad Warriors in this compound. Bronzerk, he's going to get breached. 1v4 scenario, Bronzerk. If you can pull it off, you'll be an absolute beast. But here it is. He's on the side of the map. Going to try and get on top of the roof, trying to avoid the fight. I actually really like that. It's a really smart move. But here it is with the AKM spray coming on through. Going to hit up on his right.
Oh, he drops down. Bronzerk actually drops down. He's going to try and go into the building so he can join the rest of the team. Such a great move coming out from him.
Oh, that actually pays off. That was super risky, though. In the distance, Nova eSports still, they have the high ground, really big contender for this chicken dinner. 2 games in a row, potentially. And the Destroyer not looking good. They are in a really bad scenario to try and take this game.
What's great is there's a road in between the 2 halves of this circle for now, Maxman, as we are going to see this open area go up against these teams. 18 players left alive, 7 teams still going. It is in the favor of Nomad Warriors, and even Hype, that final member of Hype Nixon, is going to do his best to put his team as far high up in the standings as possible.
Aimlocker is just going to be chilling. He is the sole member of RGStarTeam, still remaining, trying to snake it through. Trying to get a few angles. Nova eSports is still 3 members strong. They lost Yalgzi earlier, one of the highest kills and damage players in the entire PMCO Wildcard series. Everyone is just prone. Now he's going to go pretty passive for just a bit. His team are just waiting for the next circle to see where it's on. If it's not on the compound, it's going to be a really bad time for Nomad Warriors.
Throw the grenade. Didn't quite connect anywhere. On a side note, Nixon was taken out by the Destroyer, so that's going to be Hype finishing up in 7th place. 6 teams left alive, 16 players. JN gets a knockdown onto Mans from the distance with that great loadout for his team, as the compounds are being occupied by ELEMENTRIX, Nomad Warriors, and Aimlocker from RG.
This is such a close game. Anyone at this point could take it, except potentially the Destroyer. They're in really bad spots. Same for Csprogaming. They've got to make it across the road to actually get on top. But the zone is not on the compound, so they're going to have to give that away. And it is on top of the Destroyer. That's a really lucky rotation.
It is very lucky indeed by ELEMENTRIX. They've got time that they have to move out. 30 seconds before the circle starts closing in. They're going to try and go into engagement. Kobe Bryant from Jr. Is it going to connect onto anyone for Nomad Warriors? Don't think so. However, Nork is taking some damage in the distance.
Nova eSports still haven't moved, just going to try and spray on through on Csprogaming, the Destroyer, ELEMENTRIX, Nomad Warriors, and RGStarTeam just getting a nice amount of work done. But here's a grenade coming on through on top of Nomad Warriors, does put Nurik in a bad spot. Maybe that's the breach to ELEMENTRIX we're looking for, but still, if they try and pull it off, ELEMENTRIX, like, there's just so many teams around that can stop that from actually happening. Nova rushing with the cars right now. He has the Shack of Dreams under his control. Going to call that his next home for the upcoming minutes. That's actually really good positioning, and the Destroyer still have a little bit of a dip to work with, can be a little bit protected. Everyone just rushing in this shack. One grenade from the Destroyer might make it work out.
Yeah, let's see if they have anything like that in the distance. Crazy is a little bit up in the air. He's going to throw the Kobe. Is it going to connect anywhere? It doesn't quite.
ELEMENTRIX.
As Mr. Hazard gets knocked down by Emergent Deal, knocks down Junior. This is ELEMENTRIX being put under so much pressure as Norik is being knocked down by Nova AY. This is crazy stuff, Maxman.
Nomad Warriors dropping like flies. ELEMENTRIX, Mr. Shioji will finally be taken away by the circle. This is not really going their way. The Destroyer, they have the information from Nova eSports, trying to take them down with grenades in the distance, not really working out for them, but here it is, the shutdown from Nova A on one member of Nomad Warriors. Nikolai, you're the last chance for your team to try and make it back up there and get out of that Chinese sandwich.
On the side note, RG have just been taken out. They're going to finish this game in 5th position. These are the top 2 teams fighting out for the final 4 teams of Nomad Warriors and Nova AY. Right now, though, Nicola has been taken out, so we're down to 3 teams. That's Nomad Warriors out. The Destroyer, Nova eSports, and CSP are the last 3 teams left alive.
Not really connecting on that grenade for the side of the Destroyer. Still 3 members strong. They only spawned in with 3 members, so still, they didn't lose anyone whatsoever. After that engage from ELEMENTRIX on top of Csprogaming, they only have 1 member remaining, so now it's going to be turn. There's only 3 teams remaining, so 3v1 Imperium. Nova eSports, there's the grenade coming on through from the Destroyer. That's what we were talking about. Gets to Kobe. He could potentially regen back up. I mean, he could try, but he's staying prone. There it is, an extra grenade coming on through, going to be exploding the car, and that's going to be game over for you, my friend. Now it's turned into a 3v1v2, and the Destroyer had a really bad positioning, but the lucky circle might turn the tides around in their situation.
Yeah, with that vehicle being blown up, it does actually give a good bit of protection for Kishan. He's going to play it safe by throwing another Kobe around the area to see if it will connect, but nobody is there to pay the price of Jay trying to find out Kishan. Bandit knocks down Mans, so it's essentially a 2v2 situation. As it's going to be down. Crazy gets knocked down. JN. Kishan is on his own for the Destroyer. All the while, Adil is just doing nothing other than proning his way into the circle, Maximan.
And Csprogaming just in the shadows, lurking, waiting for an opportunity to just sneak it in and pull off basically a Nova Esport last game on Vikendi and just steal the win away from two of these teams, the Destroyer and Nova Esport. Here, a few shots connecting. They have the information as they had those hit markers, but they don't really finish it off quite yet. There it is, goes for the spray. Where's the M4, but doesn't quite get it. He's round top, there it is. He gets TN, does get the knock. He's going to flush in. Already a need to do so, but he can just feed the information there, gets the knockdown just in case. Bandit in the distance, now has information, and the blue zone is just doing so much work on his HP bar. Kirsten might be going down extremely soon. And Adele, he's making it work so far, and there it is. Kush going to be shut down by Bandit. Now it's turned into a 1v1 scenario. Nova Esport versus Csprogaming. He has the loot crate right behind him, but the circle going to be doing some tick damage, and Nova Esport once again, 2 chicken dinners in a row in the regional finals.
Why was Adil looting up when the blue zone was chunking him
Was
down?
he looting?
Yes, he was looting up. He was picking up loot. What are you doing, man? It's the final moments of the game. However, you got to give credit to Nova Esports. Third game, their win goes over. That's going to be their second win in a row. This is the Nova we've come to know and love. This is going to be them getting another load of points. However, on a side note, we've got to point out the fact that Nomad Warriors, who were in second place overall, they finished in fourth place. And RGStar, who were third overall, have finished in fifth. So by no means have Nova taking a huge lead, but of course it will slightly increase in their favor.
This is the Nova Esport we've been missing yesterday.
Yeah,
that's the little spice we needed in our mixture to make it freaking spicy good. I know Esport, they get right on top. With 9 kills under their belt, they get 39 extra points. Like now, they are just running the 100 meters, trying to get a huge lead like they did in the semifinals, and it's starting off really well.
Got to talk about CSP. They had a fantastic second position, but not just that. They got 11 kills for themselves, so they showed to be aggressive. They picked up great places. They were in fight after fight, particularly against Camp to Win. No, was it Camp to Win or Trust the Process?
Camp to Win. They got Camp to Win, and they also got Trust the Process.
They got both. There you go. So they came up fight after fight, and they won it. They came out on top, even against the Destroyer. They overall came out on top. And once again, though, the Destroyer coming in third place, out of nowhere, they just, even with only 3 players, because there was no fourth player for the Destroyer in that third game, and they still finished third overall. Beautiful.
They've been doing absolutely awesome. Anyways, a lot of action. Let's see who is up in the leaderboards after this short little break. Hey guys.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. 2 pieces. I know you're like, you did that already, guys. It's not funny, okay?
I like it.
I like it.
See the moves.
So, third game, Nova coming out on top once again. We can see that there's a lot more confidence coming out from them. There's also a lot more synergy in the way they're playing as a team. They're occupying the safe circles, the high ground areas. They're recognizing what they need to do, as we're going to show you guys the highlight. This is the Pachinki fight between Headshot and Rose, and we saw a result that we were not expecting, Maxima.
That was when we crowned the new king of Pachinki. We still have another game later. Maybe Headshot can get it twice in a row. We'll have to wait and see. But Rose, just a little bit too much action to deal with. 1v4, pretty hard to pull off. Still got 2 kills, so it was like 2 knockdown, but still not working out on their side. There was an SNG and also no mercy. Both teams doing a mistake, fighting in the blue zone, taking extra tick damage and losing so many members on both sides. Definitely not worth it.
Like, I'm all for landing in Primorsk and looting up a little bit and all that jazz, but just get out and go into the circle as quickly as possible. Even if you don't have the loot you want to, just get there and get out of trouble. Destro survived until as long as possible. He did a great job for his No Mercy team, however, got taken out by Trust the Process.
That's when RG was just not in a really good position. They rotated early on. They tried to get towards compound. They split a little bit too much. It didn't really work out. That was trusted process. They didn't really synergize and not engage, unfortunately. And you had just Vcash super far ahead without his two allies in the background. And they got taken out at the end of the day versus Csprogaming.
Yeah, and remember Utsurge got 2 knockdowns onto CSP.
And they didn't commit.
And they didn't commit to it. So that was a shame, as we are seeing the final moments of this game. The Destroyer did such a good job, especially Kashun, to get those grenade shots. And he even then got the kill onto JN, so he helped the Destroyer team get a couple more points from kills alone, but it was just too much for him. See, he was looting up.
I mean, when you're going to take extra tick damage from the blue zone, like, it's not really worth it.
Hey, look, I may die, but at least I got a hell of a lot of stuff.
At least I look cool, you know?
Yeah, at least I look bling with all my loot. And it's like, you know, like the ancient Egyptians, when they die, they get buried with all their possessions.
Yeah, but here's only if you win.
You
look cool. So you must win. Got to get that chicken if you want to look absolutely sleek. But anyways, that was game number 3 on Erangel. We're about to jump into the 2 last games. The next game is going to be Miramar. Yeah. We had a really, really disappointed performance yesterday, Imperium, from a lot of these teams. We're expecting way more. It's today's redemption game. And they've got to try and step it up an extra notch, get those rotations together, and try and get it to the zone as soon as possible, as we have a closer look towards the results of this 3rd game on Erangel.
Yeah, so Rose, as he said, finished last, 0 points from them. SOLTISQUAD not doing good, only 6 points, and they were already lagging behind in 4th place overall. They needed a good result, and 6 points is not going to help them going into the last 2 games. I would actually nearly turn around and say that they are kind of out of the running in the last 2 games. We will see based on the overall point standings, but either way, it was not the result they wanted.
Yeah, Rose right now, I think that they might not be in the race anymore for that #1 global spot, Imperium. No. But here it is, Nova Esport coming in clutch, 39 points going their way, and the second chicken dinner of the day going their way. Csprogaming, also, they were in second, 11 kills. They were shredding, like, they really stepped it up. It's really cool. It's like, really Nomad Warriors and Csprogaming have been the 2 surprises so far, in my opinion, in this regional finals.
Like, even when you look at what Hype are doing in 7th place, they got 10 points for their position, but they also got 5 kills, so that's 15 points. As I said, you know, these teams should be aiming to get double digits every game. I know they're not fighting for the top spot, but when you're fighting for overall position and you want to get a good result, I was talking to the guys from Hype, they were disappointed so far, so hopefully we'll help them.
Look at that. Nomad Warriors, they're still in the Chinese sandwich right now. Nova Esport up on top, getting a nice 24-point advantage. That's quite significant.
That is, especially with only 2 games to go. That gives them, like, realistically, they can actually afford to have a bad performance, if that makes sense, and they'll still potentially come out on top.
Trust the process is the team I want to talk about. They've fallen from grace.
Yeah.
They were just high up there with, like, the top 3, top 4 position, just battling it out shoulder to shoulder, and now it's just not really working out for them. Trust the process. On Erangel, you got another shot at victory. I hope they can take it.
Yeah, but look, they can't keep relying on a military-based finish, right? They, you know, I'm all for it. You have a certain strategy, and sometimes it can work, but maybe it should be a matter of they try something different. They've got nothing left to lose. You know, we see Nova. Yeah, okay, they might land in some areas all the time, but their strategy changes depending on where the circle is. Like, if that circle hadn't have been initially where it was, Nova wouldn't have occupied that high ground. They would have occupied a different high ground. So these teams, I really feel they could do maybe adapting a little bit quicker and a little bit better. Yeah.
Like Nova yesterday were a little bit slow, but today super reactive. Like, the really good shot calling coming out of their side. That is a synergy you're waiting for when you have a gaming house under your control. Anyways, like, we're talking about a lot of things. You know, there's maybe a bit of action you missed out, unfortunately. And if you want to catch up on everything this PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split related, a link that will normally pop down below. There is clubopen.pubgmobile.com. All the juicy pieces of information are over there for you to grab.
Yeah, of course. And whether you're watching us on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, whether you're enjoying our beautiful faces and our beautiful voices as well as all the action, please hit that like, follow, and smash the subscribe button. Stay notified when we go live by clicking that bell. But we are going to go to a bit of a short break, Maxman. You can have a bit of a rest, guys. Grab your coffee, grab your popcorn, because we have 2 more games to go in this regional finals, so don't go away.
your game. Vivo V15 Series. Vivo.
PUBG Mobile Royale Pass Season 7 is here. The theme for this season is military cooperation with lots of hardcore and realistic items. Elite warriors who are always leading the charge will like the Assault Squad outfit and the Trooper outfit, while the backpack and mask of the Urban Scavenger outfit are ideal for the Lone Wolf. Ladies who want an extra burst of style won't go wrong with a Tangerine Dream set and Cherry Gang set. Meanwhile, formidable new weapons have been added to your arsenal in the form of Ashes, AKM and Ashes, Car 98K. This Royale Pass also adds the Royale Pass Easy Mission license, which unlocks a variety of perks, including early access to weekly missions, weekly mission cards, and the ability to open elite crates directly. And this is just a snippet of what the update offers. So what are you waiting for? Join the exciting Royale Pass Season 7 with your friends now. Royale Pass. You deserve it.
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number one in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile. Be the one.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe, is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player.
Up your game. Vivo V15 Series. Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe, is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
And can you ride out the night? I know that Nova Esports is riding it so far. Hello and welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split, brought to you through the power of Vivo, the official sponsor and smartphone of this split. We're ready to jump into some Miramar hot action.
We've had 3 games. We've had today anyway. We've had 3 games today. We've had 2 chicken dinners from Nova. They've climbed that top spot big time. And we've got 2 more games left to go. As you said, Maxman, Miramar and Erangel, the 2 final games in this regional finals.
It is a Chinese stomp, Imperium. They've been dominating. RGStarTeam game number 1, Nova Esports, 2 games in a row. And China is just absolutely shredding it on this last day so far. Can it be a full Chinese win? We'll have to wait and see. But once again, we're going over to Miramar action. One team that's very comfortable on Miramar, that is Nomad Warriors. Can they take it today? Can they turn the tide and get finally out of that Chinese sandwich that is starting to get sour?
Yeah, of course, definitely. They won in Miramar previously. And what's really interesting as a statistic is they're lying in second. They're 24 points behind Nova. And they've yet to take a chicken dinner in this regional final. That shows how damn consistent they've been in these games. So we're going to see the average points per map.
There it is. As you talk about Nomad Warriors on Miramar, they are standing so far with an average of 24 points, just very closely behind the Destroyer. But at the end of the day, RGStarTeam, they are on top because they are the sole team to have got that chicken dinner on the only single game of Miramar yesterday, with 30 points and 13 kills going their way. So still, we've got a few teams that have been doing pretty decent. Nova Esports not having a good history on Miramar. So if they want to try and get 3 chicken dinners in a row, they're going to have to step it up on their rotations.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen them win multiple games in a row, though, right? We've seen them win 4 games in a row. We know what they are capable of. We're definitely seeing the better Nova compared to yesterday's performances. We're seeing the better Nova today. And we're just going to have some fantastic action. But, of course, as I said, if you have missed the action so far, if you want to catch up on all the stats, the standings, the results of yesterday's games, the results of today's games, you can head on over to clubopen.pubgmobile.com. A wealth of information is there for your eyes to see. The link should be below you, hopefully soon enough.
And also, if you are watching us live on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, please don't hesitate and smash that like, follow, or subscribe button to stay notified when we do go live. And also, as Tom would say, ding dong, that notification bell to be notified once again. Miramar. Okay, we're just going to refocus because we've got to get everything back together right now. We've got to focus because this is one of the last games. We've got 2 more games to go before we crown a champion for this entire series. Imperium, we're about to jump into game number 4.
Yeah, game 4 in Miramar. The desert the desert area of this map. Let's see how these teams are looking to land.
Oh, already dropped. Okay. That is cool beans. A lot of these teams going to be pretty central. ELEMENTRIX, Nomad Warriors, they're going to be in El Pozo. They're going to be facing off against each other pretty early on. Rose, no one's really going to contend them in that area. They're going to be chilled to go. A few teams are going to be fighting early, I believe.
As well as the fact that right now, in the circle, no teams are in the north area. Cruz de Val, El Hazar, Water Treatment, nobody's there.
I think a reason for that is maybe we had a very south plane. That would explain why we had such a bad... Like, that what happened yesterday. We got super south plane and it kind of messed up a lot of the rotations.
So let's see what teams are going to realize that and
They must
move
learn.
up, get a vehicle, and stay out of trouble. As Nomad Warriors are going to be put under pressure, Aldic is going to be knocked down. Hopefully you can pan it over, because right now, the overall standings, realistically, it's between 3 to 4 teams max.
Yes.
I actually like that. Has Bloody going to get onto Trusted Process. Sugar going to be knocked down. SNG, they're looking a lot better at the start of this Miramar map, Maxon.
And they're looking pretty dominant. They got a bunch of knocks on Trusted Process. Looking for a run for it. Usain Bolt in action. Ooh, he dodges it Matrix style. Is he out of trouble? Not quite yet. Takes one bullet to the face, followed by a second one. Bleak Snake connecting quite a few bullets there. Also a really steady weapon. That is the M16. Pretty good at this range. Pretty efficient. We didn't go for the burst. Went for the single shot, which I think is a really good way to make it through. And here it is. Look at those dodges. Look at the beast. And barely makes it through. Ooh, that was a close one.
So we do see on another area of the map. Nomad
Oh, I thought he was going. That's good.
Yeah, I know. I thought he was going to fall. No, he's going to... Okay, he's actually using...
He can use the ledge there, but like, I was like, no, please don't do that.
Wow, that's some Spider-Man stuff right there, Maxon.
It's the end game. We're about to end it all right now. Spider-Man.
Not yet. It's not the end game yet.
No spoilers in chat, by the way, please.
Okay. Press F for respect. As Nomad Warrior is going to go back on to the side of... Actually, I don't know who was exactly, not going to lie.
Brain fudge, like,
Yeah, I know. Brain fart. No, because it's the early stages of the game, and I'm trying to kind of focus on the fact that this global final spot is realistically between the top 4 teams, right? So all the other teams, yeah, they're fighting for their own ego, they're fighting for their own position, but realistically, it kind of doesn't matter. So, you know, I'm kind of trying to think. Look, do what you need to do as a team. I want to see the top 4 teams fight out.
Yeah. What I'm seeing right now is Headshot. They've been dropping hot recently in these last few games. They've been going to like places that are most of the time going to be countered, where they're going to be always teams going to be sent up as their locations. I'm really enjoying, like, they know they potentially not going to make it through. And once again, as I said earlier, because you're in a regional final, you automatically go over to the full split.
Yeah, true.
So they're just getting prepared. You know, they're trying to see what the other teams are doing, trying to get prepared, trying to get some like info.
So you treat it as a scrim.
Yeah, basically.
You treat it as a scrim.
A scrim where you can make money.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course, but a scrim where... okay, fair enough. Maybe I shouldn't be dismissing these positions, because your position overall in the standings will help dictate the amount of prize money you get in this PUBG Mobile Club Open. So maybe I should be a bit more respectful to the fact that these teams are really trying to be as high as they can in the overall standings.
Because so far we've been really focused on the number 1 spot, and saying that if you do win, you go over to the global stage in Berlin, as you have Salty and Team SOY going to be close to each other, not really clashing too much. But so yeah, finally, like the number 1 spot, you do go over to Berlin, and you have then the number 1 spot. You get also $9,000 US in Imperium, which is nothing too shabby. You can get yourself a nice gaming setup, maybe a Vivo V15 phone. I don't know, get one for your entire squad.
Yeah, and then second place is going to net you a little bit less, but still a decent amount of money, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it whittles down, and that's just, as I said, maybe I should just be a little bit less dismissive about these teams fighting for lower spots. However, SNG and Trusted Process still going at each other. It was overall in the favor of Trusted Process. I'm sorry, SNG, but Trusted Process are fighting back.
Trying their best, but they're a little bit split right now. It's a 2-2 split, whereas SNG, they're sticking really in close quarters, trying to take and overwhelm Trusted Process with their firepower. 2 shots fired back and forth in the distance from one member of SNG. I do believe he's in the building right next door. A few shots. There it is. Nice reaction time coming out from Bloody with that Scar L. Gets the upper hand on Vcash. Now they might try and come out and end it right here and now. As Trust the Process has had a really good history on Miramar and is not starting off well for them once again.
No, if I was SNG, I'd be flanking, I'd be pushing in hard against Trust the Process. It is going to be a 1v1 fight between Bullet and Bloody. A Bloody Bullet, you could say. As a cigar, the grenades are being thrown out. Bleaksnake is going to get the damage done, and Trust the Process are in even more pressure as Bloody. He's still flanking around. He's trying to distract Trust the Process. That's good moves coming out from SNG.
Some a little bit of in-game communication, trying to give some information, trying to feed it to potentially Bloody, but no, he's not going to really take the opportunity. He's going to go through the building, try and get potentially through a window. Might get there. It is. He sees him for a split second. But he's a fast boy right there, isn't he? And now they have the information. He's going to go for it. There it is, a little bit of spray action with the AKM. Damage output is not really going to connect, mostly in the wall. They're going to have to redo that paint job. There it is. They're rushing into the compound, trying to overwhelm Bloody. There it is. He gets a trade-off. Nicely done. Trust the Process trying to get into the house, trying to get a little bit of extra coverage. And Bleaksnake looking for the flank, trying to overwhelm them from behind. There it is. He has the information. One member not really going to connect. Shigar taking damage, going to be knocked away by Bleaksnake. And now it's going to be Trust the Process. Looked dominant, but now they're having 2 members knocked away. Instantly going to be flushed away by a few of their members with that Uzi by Dens. Here it is. 1v3 scenario. Might be going away of SNG, but 1v3 clutch could happen.
Great play by Bleaksnake. He used his own position to help dictate where the rest of Trust the Process were going by communicating that information to his teammates. Really great play as the final member of Trust the Process. Bullet is just trying to fly away as quickly as possible, as fast as a speeding bullet can he get away from it.
This is closer to Mirror's Edge than actually PUBG, what I'm seeing right now. Trying their best, trying to get the upper hand. There it is. Bullet still on the run, not really connecting any extra bullets on top of him. But they're having fun, you know what? They're giggling, they're taking a fun time. And that's what it's all about. It's a game at the end of the day.
It is just a game, you know, in terms of it's a game that like people are having fun playing, you know, pushing to be their best. However, we see this circle. It's kind of quite central. It's away from the water. There's a lot of nice high ground, especially around the junkyard area. You have also a lot of compounds as well, just outside the junkyard area that these teams are going to be able to occupy quite effectively.
Hype, they dropped really early on. They got the coastline and they didn't have to rotate because the circle is right next door and no one is really gatekeeping the area. They can easily rotate inwards, and a few teams already set their location in the compounds. A few teams might have a few issues trying to actually get in, but they might get through.
There was a cluster of a couple of teams around the west side of the map where that circle was, so we could see a bit of action around there, especially where SNG, well not especially, but where SNG was also the same as Camp to Win, just trying to do their best to get up a couple of vehicles, loot in, loot out, loot up, should I say? Loot in, loot out, loot up, and then move away from where they are and get into a bit of a higher position.
They're a little bit split. Like, they're not a little bit split, they're very split. And that hasn't been working out for Camp to Win, so maybe try and reposition, stick together. It's been working out for them in the past, specifically last game Imperium, because they got actually pretty close to a good position last game. They actually... what position again? I think they were like top 6, 7, I think. They were pretty high up there, and it worked out because they stuck together whole compounds. That's the best strat so far in PUBG.
Yeah, it is generally stick together. That is the best moment. Maybe they got a little bit of information, a little bit of advice off T25 from the group stages and semi-finals in terms of splitting up. But now we are on to the Destroyer and CSP. CSP got a fantastic result in second place, but as did the Destroyer last game, second and third respectively. So they're going up against each other in this Miramar action. We're still 11 minutes in. There's still 15 teams alive and 53 players. So this early game action isn't the most important, but it's exciting for us.
It's exciting, but not for Magenta, as he's going to get slowly breached up. He's on the roof. Going to be hard to... There's only one entry point. There's also your members of Csprogaming in the background, but if they do try and pull off the trigger on Magenta, they might be able to get that kill and then create a man advantage for themselves. Going to go back over to Nomad Warriors, the team to have on the lookout. Really good once again history on this map, and they're looking pretty good. They did lose Aldic a little bit early on, so they're going to be now one member down and pulling off a little bit of a disadvantage early on.
Yeah, they've just got to now play extra safe and get that position inside the circle as quickly as possible. Get a bit of high ground, get a nice compound for themselves, and then go from there. Look, they haven't got a chicken dinner yet in this regional final, but they're still in second. So the way I look at it is that all they need to do is stay for the high ground. If they can push away Nova at some point, and if they see Nova are taken out, that's really going to help them. It's Nova and RG that are fighting for that top spot with Nomad Warriors.
Cheers, love. The Cavalry is here. Csprogaming coming to assist Magenta that was stuck on that roof for the last few minutes. And we're going to now pan over to the Org A3, going to be coming down from the sky. Might be a cool weapon if someone can get their hands on it. And I see someone right there. Oh, there it is. Hello, Savage. How you doing, man? Going to get that for team headshot. Nicely done. But yeah, I like to see Csprogaming, what's going on over on that skirmish.
I'm kind of curious as to what he dropped, but either way.
That's fine. Where's the next circle going to be? Ooh, that's a shift. There's like no teams in it whatsoever except a few members of Rose.
Yeah, but even then, you're going to have a lot of teams moving in from the south where Rose are. No teams in the north. There's not too many compounds, the small places. But CSP go into the destroyer. They get that squad wipe just like that. You know, we saw a deal was as far as I know, was a deal. No, Magenta, he was on top of the roof. The destroyer didn't respond to that. The rest of the CSP team came through and they got that down. However, we're seeing Team 11. I forget exactly who that is.
I think that's Hype.
I think it is Hype. Yeah, it is Hype. My boy's Hype from Nepal, trying to get in onto the thick of the action against CSP or in that building.
After it's so steep, it's not really a fight it's going to be super easy for Hype, but they're trying to get multiple angles, trying to split a little bit as SLY. They do get one upper hand knock on Cam to win. That's going to be on G-Play. Trying to get a little bit more there. A few bullets going back and forth, not getting really much out there. Again, also a three-man party by the members of Team Headshot that are in the distance. But no team has any good coverage. So this is going to be a really harsh fight for any of these teams to pick for themselves. But SOI, they have the upper hand because they have a few compounds behind them and the high ground, which is going to be super impactful for this three-team skirmish.
Yeah, we did see HS Savage getting knocked out by one member of Camp to Win. And SRY, I don't think they care who's down there. Once it's the enemy team and they want to take them out. As we do see one member of Team 13 driving away. I don't know exactly who that was.
The infamous soldier going to make it through Imperium. SOI, they're still 4 members strong. They're going to be finally on the move, going to try and set location in one of the compounds in the next circle. Headshot, they will be losing all of their members. That's ELEMENTRIX actually doing quite a bit of work. There it is, Mr. Hyoji doing the shot calls, doing the work, and again, 2 nice juicy kills going their way on a headshot.
Great job, great flank around, but they've definitely got to be a little bit careful. They're still out in the open, and there's a couple of teams around them, which is of course SRY. And they talk about SRY, SLC getting a couple of kills on the Camp to Win in the distance, and I'm sure ELEMENTRIX would have heard that and will just take what they got and run away from there, as the circle is going to be compounding in for these teams in the next couple of minutes, and the next circle will be revealed.
The team left without Nick feels bad, man. He should be rotating inland, should be good to go. Csprogaming, they won earlier. It's Team 5 versus the Destroyer. Gonna try and take a little bit of time. Careful though, a few explosions coming their way. They're gonna be in a pretty safe spot. They got a corridor to work with. And SOI once again, trying to get that compound, trying to stop Camp to Win and the likes of ELEMENTRIX to push in and set as their home base this location. So they're going to be good. SOLTISQUAD and Nomad Warriors, they're going to be facing up against each other. And really interesting fight that might like set the course of the upcoming rankings.
Of course, you know, every position is going to count. RG and Nomad Warriors, this is second and third going at each other. Joker has knocked down Newark. Nicola is under a lot of pressure, also getting knocked down. He's about to lose his life due to Joker, as AJ is going to secure that kill onto Nicola, and Newark is on his own. I think that's going to put Nomad Warriors in the case of having one man left, which is going to be Bronsberg. Not looking good for them in this 4th game.
RGStarTeam are only 5 points behind Nomad Warriors, and they've already created that advantage because they've taken a few members down. If they do go down early, Nomad Warriors will be out of the sandwich, but not on top, they'll be underneath. And you all know that a stake underneath your sandwich makes no sense. Even on top, actually. Yeah, actually, that makes no sense. No, I won't say that.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you're on top of that sandwich when you're grabbing yourself 9K, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You can make yourself a new
sandwich. I'll eat a steak on top of the 2 buns for 9K.
Yeah, exactly. I'd eat it for a couple of euro, to be honest, but then again, I'm fat.
I'll just eat it.
You know, yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter to me. I've got no standards when it comes to sandwiches.
Oh, you're Irish. Oh, sorry. Okay, Camp to Win right now. One member standing is going to be Akish, and he's going to try and run away as SOI did call this location their next base. ELEMENTRIX in the distance. How many members in that one car? I think it's 2. Yes, 2.
I'd like to get an overview of this next circle and see where it has shifted. Obviously, it has definitely shifted northwards, but also still not too far north, because we've seen Rose being able to occupy that circle quite effectively and have a bit of a compound to their favour. And even if the next circle afterwards shifts down, they've still got nice space that they can survive on. But SRY and ELEMENTRIX are going at each other in the open.
This is 3v4, but the high ground and the lip of the hill is going the way of ELEMENTRIX, so they do have a good opportunity. They turn it right off the bat into a 3v3 scenario as they get one knock on one of the members of SOI, spraying in the ground. Not really what you want, my dude. But still, they're taking their time. They are prone. Grenade coming on through, not cooked whatsoever. That's kind of unfortunate, but ELEMENTRIX now, they're on the move. Got to rotate back as the circle is going to be moving away from them. And SRY, they are not looking all that good. Grenades, another one coming on through, just instant throw. Trying to get that explosion on the car and maybe shut down SLC. There it is, but now the last member remaining of SLY. Chuck LCC in the distance. Doesn't really connect any of those bullets. Sean going to be down to mid HP. As the time to regen back up, there's no reason to rush it. You are in a good situation. Trying to look for that end kill. Oh, no, they're in the distance. Chuck LCC taking the opportunity to turn it on its head. And also Orange really far back before he gets knocked by the circle. Will try his best to get down as Chuck LCC.
Yeah, so as SRY squad wipe, good job 14 from them. ELEMENTRIX going to be able to survive for now, but they're taking a little bit of damage in distance from, I believe, that one SNG. Final member. Or is it SNG?
It's SNG right now.
Okay.
They got a really good position on top of them. They're in the circle too, but right now ELEMENTRIX, they're on the wrong side of that hill. They've got to reposition ASAP. The play zone will be killing down Orange. It just took a little bit too long to reposition with his team, and now they're just going to be backfired right in the back from Cam to win. The last member remaining on their side, making some absolute work on ELEMENTRIX, and Sean just doesn't want to stick around whatsoever. He's just going to be doing an absolute run for it. Mr. Kyozu, the shot caller, should be going down very shortly.
But then Vegeta on the side of OnyX heard the noises, turned around, got the kill on the Cam to win. Cam to win are down, and out as a squad, we're down to 31 players, 11 teams left in this game. We're at the 19-minute mark, max man, so the circle's going to start closing in. The teams will have looted up as much as possible, but they don't want you to use too many resources in the side of grenades, smoke grenades, Molotovs, because that's going to really play a big part in the late game.
It's going to play a really big part right now, but what I'm seeing is ELEMENTRIX with only one member remaining. SNG very, very split. Not something you want to try and pull off. There are 3 members remaining on their side, but they're just trying to potentially breach Rose.
I think they know there's a team there.
They like, it's 100% sure that they have the information there. They're playing so wary, and Denz is just not going close whatsoever. So he has the information. Are they going to try and breach it? I would not recommend, because you've got legit no coverage around. So if you try and breach it, Rose has easy access to shut you down.
So now we've seen the next circle. We know it's shifted up northward. On a side note, Nova are looking to take out No Mercy, giving them no mercy indeed. I think that's going to be the squad wipe indeed, as we're down to 10 teams. We have that loot crate. It's going to have an AUG. The circle shifted out. Only about 3 or 4 teams occupied. That's 5, 16, 18, and 11. Hype still looking pretty good. Looking to get into the circle as quickly as possible.
Over eSport, they have 2 members in a car going to be rolling away. But no mercy. They're just having a hard time right now, isn't it? And they might be taken away, actually. Gansky going to be instantly flushed down. And only Kill and Punisher up.
2 favorite teams going at each other.
Yeah,
it's like a parent and watching their brother, you know,
which one is your favorite?
Fight, like, you know?
Which one is the favorite right now? Nova eSport going to be using A, going to be flushed away instantly by Gurkayuchi. Really nice push coming on through from Hype. And they're going to try and maybe get the last member of Nova eSport. The Xiao Z, but not really working on this. Oh, there it is. Rose trying to get into 2 cars, but Xiao Tian just easily can anticipate their positioning, gets a bunch of really nice shots at the end of the day, and shuts them down instantly.
Okay, so this is Hype really doing a lot of work. We do see the final members of No Mercy still knocking down 1 member of Hype. That's Punisher knocking down and taking out 1 member of Hype. As Sean jumps down, Xiao Tian gets a bit of damage onto him, but not quite the knockdown, as Deans gets taken out by the play zone. We are going down, still 10 teams with 20 players left alive. The circle is open. It's a little bit big, and these teams are close quarters.
This isn't a hectic ending in Pyram right now. Nova, he has 1 smoke up himself. They're going to be proning down just in time to avoid the bullets of Gurkayuchi, but around the corner. He's going to be chilling his way through. Xiaozi, you're the last chance to try and get 3rd, maybe chicken dinner in the regional finals. That would be absolutely insane coming out from you right now. Oh, he's so low.
Come on, Snake.
Instantly regenerating back up.
You can do it. Come on, go for it.
He's instantly regenerating back up, going to try and get back up to a 75% HP as the zone is moving up against him. And there it is. No Mercy. Thank you so much.
No, Nova came in and actually took down No Mercy and Hype.
Well, No Mercy like occupied him. Like, thank you so much, Nova. Like, Nova must be so happy right now. Thank you, Australian peeps. I love you. And they do make it out for the time being. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
How get taken down after.
Could you be if you're the last member of Nova?
But he's gone now. Like, he died. So that's a yikes. That was insane. That was such a nice move coming on. Well, it's a nice and weird move, actually.
Yeah.
But
look, it is what it is. We move on. We're down to 4 teams. CSP has a bit of a small compound. They have the circle. But it's not really high ground, so that's something they're going to have to be wary of, Maxon. Just
in a snap of a finger, all the teams just went away. Yeah. But RGStarTeam, they're looking great. There are 4 members still up and running as Headshot. Ooh, you might want to be a little bit careful. Same for ELEMENTRIX. 1 member remaining. That's going to be Sean on their side. And the circle has been shifting towards CSprogaming, but they do not have the high ground. That's going to be a big disadvantage in the upcoming team fights.
Great job by Headshot.
Yeah.
Really great job.
I haven't seen... Hey, maybe he can try to pull off a sneaky on you.
I think he's close to the circle, so if I were him, I would actually not move. Not move into the last moment, because by that time, there's a higher chance that a couple of the other teams
Did Joker know? Did Joker? No, he's not going to take the risk. Okay, I think that's safe. That's a really good move coming out from Headshot. Med 2. It's going to let Joker get a little bit in. He's going to pull off like basically Nova what they did earlier. Just like wait for these teams to battle it out. And then just at the very last moment, when the teams are trying to recuperate, trying to reload, or trying to regen back up their HP, then you go for the fight,
yeah,
then you look for the kills and try and steal that chicken away.
Yeah, he's just using a scope to try and get a little bit of vision, try to be aware of what RG
Don't do it.
RG's in 3rd overall. Still got Nova left going. Actually, Nova got taken out, I believe.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did earlier in the last fight was No Mercy. Please don't. It's really easy. Do they see him? They don't see him. He's right in the bush right there. Oh no, he's taking his chance. That would not do that right now, but he does get one knock on AK, creating a little bit of an advantage going his way. They do have the information right now. Aim Locker is coming up and say, okay, we're ready to pick this fight. Who's trying to mess with us? But AK got the defense.
Peeked up. I think he has an idea where he is. He's going to look to potentially fire up against the mid. 2K from Headshot, but no, he's just going to be out in the open. He gets taken out. That's going to be Headshot finishing in 4th place. As a squad, we're down to 3 teams, 9 players alive. I know, Maxon, you really shouldn't have done that, yeah, but hey, look.
Much disappointment. Shouldn't have picked that fight whatsoever. It's RGStarTeam. Why would you try it? But anyways, RGStarTeam, they're recuperating. They regen back up AK, back to 75% HP. And Joker, pretty much super far ahead of his team. A little bit of a scout, if I may say, trying to feed information over to his team. But very close to Joker in like a dip. You do have one member, the last member actually, of ELEMENTRIX, that is Sean.
Yeah, but look at this circle. It shifted away from where Sean was. He has actually quite a bit of distance to go to get into the circle. CSP, they don't have the high ground, but they're actually being able to spot it. AK gets knocked out. We do see Magenta doing absolutely fantastic work to get that knockdown, and he nearly got a little bit of damage onto Zhao. Tian, as Joker is in the distance, he's going to try and flank around and try and support his teammates a little bit more, as CSP are turning that low-level advantage on the heads of RG.
During that time, also ELEMENTRIX did get shut down. It's going to be shut down by Joker in the distance. Nicely done. They got the high ground. That's going to be super impactful in this upcoming skirmish. Right now, RGStarTeam, Aim Locker taking a little bit of damage. Going to prone down just a little bit to try and recuperate, but now losing member after member. Emerge going to be the last teammate on the side of Csprogaming to make it out. Explosion of the car to get that shutdown on Odell. He wasn't going to get regen whatsoever. Can Emerge regen back up net? Not too sure, I don't think so, but there it is now. The rush and the trigger has been pulled by RGStarTeam, trying to overwhelm Emerge. He gets one, kill for another one, but right behind his back is going to be sneaky RGStarTeam, securing the 2 wins on Miramar in the regional finals.
RG, they are Miramar kings. They're the Miramar queens.
Queens?
Well, let's not presume gender, right?
Let's be all-inclusive, Imperial.
Thank you very much. As they take top spot in Miramar for the 2nd time in 2 days. CSP doing absolutely fantastic once again, finishing in 2nd place. They're the new Nomad Warriors, 2 2nd place finishes in a row. And then ELEMENTRIX doing well to finish 3rd overall. Headshot 4th, Nova 5th, No Mercy 6th, and Hype 7th. So RG are the team that came out on top. They got a lot more points than Nova, and they are potentially overtaking.
A lot of action to talk about. We'll see you back on the desk. What a game. That Miramar ending was absolutely insane. RGStarTeam, once again, the kings of the dunes, the king of the desert, and securing themselves their second chicken dinner in the regional finals. Yeah. Absolutely awesome games from all of these Chinese teams. Today, they've just been smashing it. Yeah,
they really have. And also the fact that, like, when you look at the overall leaderboard as we get into the highlights, I think that's potentially going to put RGStar in the top spot.
They were the lower bun. They're trying to be the top bun right now in that sandwich. And trust the process early on, trying to pick a fight with SNG. A little bit weird, a little bit synergy lacks in, on their side. They didn't really play that well on that engage, and SNG just came out on top. Really good synergy. They breached at the right time. They rotated pretty well. They had a really good flank also from Sneak Blake at the end. They got 2 members. You got Sugar too. And that was the end of that. Then it was RGStarTeam. They've been such a good team in terms of positioning and rotations, which was lacking yesterday on Miramar. And today, stepped it up a level. But we still had a few teams that were really dying to the blue zone. A few mistakes still happening over the board.
Yeah, Nomad Warriors, unfortunately, not getting the result they wanted or needed. Yesterday, they had 1 bad game out of 5, should I say. Maybe that was their bad game today. They should come out on top in the next game. That will help them in the overall standings. But as we're going through RG, CSP, it came down to those 2 teams. CSP, they did so much. I feel like they could have flanked and pushed a bit harder onto RG when they got a couple of knockdowns, but maybe they just weren't confident going into it.
I mean, pushing uphill is super complicated. Also, especially because you have that third-person view coming through for the members of RGStarTeam. Yeah. They have the angle. If they're reading him back up, they see you pushing. They have the information. They will just take you down instantly. It's a really big advantage.
It was always a hard position that CSP were going to be in. Yeah. At the end of the day, they had to circle up until that point, so it's not like they were there from a mistake they made. They were really well calculated in terms of position. It was just that next circle shift went against them, and it went into favor of RG. Also, ELEMENTRIX Sean, he was on his own up until kind of the very end, and he put his team up into 3rd place overall. So that was a really good result for him. And you know, as I said, I just want to see the kind of shift in the overall standings. SOLTISQUAD didn't get a good result, so look, they're out of it in my eyes, as are Trust the Process, in my opinion. Or, sorry, the Destroyer, my apologies. So I want to know, are Nomad Warriors still going to be in it?
What I'm seeing rolling right now is the Chinese hype train. This is the 4th Chinese chicken dinner. 2 for RGStarTeam, 2 for Nova Esport. They've been just absolutely shredding it. We'll get a 5th game going over to China today. I think there's a high probability of that actually happening.
There really is. Nova and RG, they're both looking as strong as they've ever looked. Nova did so much to survive flanks from Hype, from No Mercy, and I also want to give credit to both Hype and No Mercy in fairness, because going up against Nova is never going to be easy, and they did as much as they could. This is the standings overall after 4 games, Maxman.
That was after 3rd game, by the way, I do believe, because they're the same amount of points. So it's after game 3. So these are the unchanged standings. These are not the current standings after this 4th game on Miramar, just so you guys know at home.
Sorry.
So Nova Esport, they were at 195. I don't think it's quite enough for RGStarTeam to overtake Nova Esport, but they get nice and close and personal with them. And just the last game will be the decisive moment to see if one of these top 3 teams, Nomad Warriors, RGStarTeam, or Nova Esport, will be flying over to Berlin to try and just represent their region to the best of their potential.
Yeah, I don't think Nomad Warriors are down and out, but they've definitely left it till the last moment. They've left it till the final game where they have to possibly claim their first chicken dinner of the regional finals. I think if they were ever going to take a chicken dinner, it has to be now. If there's ever a time where I'm going to turn around and say, yeah, consistency is important, but screw consistency, because you've got one moment, one chance where you have to get that chicken dinner. Nomad Warriors need to pull out in the last game.
Got one shot at victory right now.
Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, sorry. But I just think
Nah. But yeah, they got to try their best to try and take this game. Once again, PMCO PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split is brought to you through the power of Vivo, the official sponsor and smartphone of this split was the Vivo V15. If you have missed out the action that happened during group stage, semi-finals, or the regional finals, only 1 game missed, left to go, and it's just like I have to say that again. One more game before we shut down the Wildcard series. You can check out all that juicy pieces of information over to clubopen.pubgmobile.com. It's all over there.
Yeah, and of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, thank you very much for tuning in, first of all. Really appreciate it. But also, please hit that like, follow, and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you get up to date when we do go live in the PUBG Mobile Club Open. Because like I said, even though we're closing out the regional finals of the wildcard region, there's still the global finals, there's still the fall split. There's a lot of action to come in PUBG Mobile esports. Even though it's the end, it's just the start. It's just starting. PUBG Mobile Esports has been kicked off with a $2.5 million US cash prize. Absolutely insane. The last game is going to be on Erangel. Everything has started on Erangel, and everything is about to end on Erangel. Very nicely said. And
I'm getting a certain level of because we went into this kind of going, we don't know what's going to happen, and it's come to the last game, and it's kind of like, damn, son.
Damn, boy.
Damn, boy. Damn, boy.
Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. So it's just, I can't wait. It's between 3 teams, Nova, RG, and Nomad Warriors. Plenty of points to play for. Plenty of kills to play for. I want to see those 3 teams being really aggressive because I kind of feel like they have nothing to lose. So let's see who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, the question is, which team will be going over to Berlin later on this year? Will it be Nova Esports, Nomad Warriors, or RGStarTeam? You'll have the answer to that question just after this break. We're good. Okay.
Your game, Vivo V15 series, Vivo.
PUBG Mobile Royale Pass Season 7 is here. The theme for this season is military cooperation with lots of hardcore and realistic items. Elite warriors who are always leading the charge will like the Assault Squad outfit and the Trooper outfit, while the backpack and mask of the Urban Scavenger outfit are ideal for the Lone Wolf. Ladies who want an extra burst of style won't go wrong with a Tangerine Dream set and Cherry Gang set. Meanwhile, formidable new weapons have been added to your arsenal in the form of Ashes, AKM and Ashes, Car 98K. This Royale Pass also adds the Royale Pass Easy Mission license, which unlocks a variety of perks, including early access to weekly missions, weekly mission cards, and the ability to open elite crates directly. And this is just a snippet of what the update offers. So what are you waiting for? Join the exciting Royale Pass Season 7 with your friends now. Royale Pass. You deserve it.
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number 1 in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile. Be the one.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Play PUBG Mobile for free.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome your faces back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split Regional Finals. What an ending. We have so many things we just checked out, and it's absolutely insane.
I thought it might be the case, but I also didn't think so, that RG could have climbed to the top of the mountain, and they've done so, but 1 point.
They literally, RGStarTeam is the #1 spot right now. They're overtaking Nova Esport of only 1 point. I don't know, Mr. Producer Man, if it's possible to show the stats.
Yeah, well,
if it's possible to get them up, but
let's thank our sponsors, Vivo.
Thank you, Vivo.
Thank
1
you,
point.
Vivo. 1 point,
This,
Vivo.
this is absolutely mental. Like, if you
Vivo.
want some hype final, this is what you're looking for. But yeah, once again, the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split, it is brought to you through the power of Vivo, the official sponsor and smartphone with the V15 of this split. And also, if you're watching us, live on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, don't hesitate to hit the like, follow, subscribe button to be notified when we do actually go live.
So
but here it is.
This is it. This is what we've been kind of talking about. This is what we're hyped about. So 1 point separates RG and Nova, and only 35 points separates Nomad Warriors. and RGStarTeam. So like I said before we went to the break, if Nomad Warriors were ever going to pull out a chicken dinner, it has to be now. They don't have many points to play with outside of a chicken dinner because of the fact that realistically, there's a big chance Nova aren't going to have a bad performance, and RG, based on how they've been playing, they're not going to have a bad performance. So realistically, Nova need to get like 15, 16 points. Yeah, in terms of kills.
It's going to be basically a battle between the top three. Is it going to be RGStarTeam, Nova Esports, or Nomad Warriors on this last game on Erangel? We'll see in just a few seconds. Look at that sky. It's about to end. It's Doomsday, Imperium.
Game 5 in day 2. Game 10 overall in the regional finals. It's all come down to this. We're on Erangel.
What a good way to end it too. Look at that plane. Super central, high up, northeast down to southwest. You can drop anywhere you want. This is finally like the prime opportunity for this team to show what they can do. No bad planes.
RG and Nova initially all landing in the same direction.
What is going on? Nomad Warriors, they don't want anything to do with that, so just going to be going away with SOLTISQUAD and the Destroyer. But that is pretty insane. Yeah. RGStarTeam and Nova Esports, once again, they're only 1 point away. We might have like a winner in just a few first seconds.
It's good for Nomad Warriors because what Nomad Warriors want to is they want RG and Nova to take each other out right in 16th and 15th. That's what they're looking for. Or for somebody else to do that. And all Nomad Warriors need to do is they just need to survive. Now, I want to quickly highlight that circle. It's very much in the north. The likes of Nova and RG, they're going to have to move up quite heavily. However, I think it's going to end in a bit of a river situation. We'll find out.
Nomad Warriors, they are 3rd overall right now. They got under the sandwich, under the bun, and they are looking right now to secure themselves 35 points minimum to get this game. So Nomad Warriors, the only way they can actually go to Berlin, secure that global spot for the live finals, it will be to get chicken dinner and a bunch of kills up your sleeve. No, Nomad Warriors, today is your day. If you want to get 1 chicken dinner in this entire scene, you've got to do it now.
I've got some inspiration for them. Who lives in a bun, in a burger bun, underneath PUBG Mobile Erangel? Nomad Warriors. I'm trying to do the whole SpongeBob SquarePants thing, but it's okay. It didn't work out. Yeah, I know. The facial expression you were giving me, were like, I don't have a clue what this guy's saying. Either way, let's continue on. No Mercy. They're in around outside the Primorsk area. They have Headshot near them. No Mercy actually had a decent result that last game in Miramar. They were kind of, when I say unfortunate, they came up against Hype and Nova together, and they actually helped Nova take out Hype in that kind of 3-way battle. But in my opinion, they actually did pretty decent. They got 16 points in their favor.
That might also be the move. That No Mercy might be the reason why Nova goes to the live finals. That would be bittersweet for
because
No Mercy.
We were talking that in that last game, Hype actually had the better of Nova. They were overall beating them in that squad fight. It was only when No Mercy came out and helped take out Hype. Either way, CSP, they're looking to move over. As we talk about Hype, they have a safe ground. It is, I believe, it's inside the circle. They're a little bit separated, but they do have vehicles.
I do believe they're out of the circle right now.
Yeah, out of the circle,
Not too sure. But they're just going to set themselves in this location, not really looking to rotate whatsoever. Going to be panning over to look at this angle. This is beautiful. Thank you so much. But it's going to be OnyX. They always drop in military base. I think Trust to Process a little bit in the distance. Camp to Win and SOI going to be clashing early on, but Camp to Win finally having the drunk shot.
Yeah, going across the road. Alex just kind of going, no, I'm going to kill you.
Does he have a weapon?
Drone's out.
I mean, it doesn't seem like he has a weapon. Does he have one? He's going to punch him down to death. Okay, he's trying to get the jump, trying to use that TPP to his advantage. Wait. Does he only have a grenade? No, that's... Wait, was that... Yeah, that was grenade noise. He has nothing going his way. There it is. Oh, no, it was a smoke actually put behind him. I mean, he was trying to bait him out with a smoke, a.k.a. grenade. and didn't really work out for him. But here it is, counter win. G-Play doing some moves and scoring 2 kills, going to be flushing them away on the side of SLY.
I'm sorry, but feels bad, man.
What was
Just
that?
feels so bad, man. Yeah, SRY not having a good start in the last game. They are currently lying overall 15th, have not had a good regional finals compared to how they did in semis and group stages. As G-Play is just kind of add. Come on, don't. Hey,
It's fist in
how you
time.
doing? How you doing? You having fun there?
Okay, it's going to be stolen away by low key with the AKM in the distance. It's going to be getting them there.
Maybe he's just kind of like, any last wishes, sir?
Poor parlay.
Yeah, of course.
Nomad Warriors, they're still going to be facing up against SOLTISQUAD. One of them on the rope, but they did have a knock on their side, so
Okay.
no one's really ready to pull the trigger. They're doing a 2-2 split on the side of the SOLTISQUAD, so it's not really... They're not too close to actually pull the trigger, but Satsura going to be under fire of AJ on the roof right there, not connecting quite too much. Another team that's in their prime location, that's ELEMENTRIX on George Pole once again.
And they have the circle quite heavily, so they're going to be able to really push their way through George Pool, get as much loot as they can, and hopefully get to the late stages of this game. Yeah, looking at what Nomad Warriors are in the process of against the SOLTISQUAD, like, the safe part of me is kind of going, look, you should get out of there, or 2 of your teams should separate, split up, and look, face the fact that you don't want to go against Salty, right? But then obviously a part of me is like, okay, well, that's risky because come to the late game, you're going to be down 1 or 2 members. So it's a tough situation they're in right now. I'm just kind of hoping that they can survive as long as possible. I'm rooting for them.
You've got Imperium support right there. You should be good to go. The god of the zone is on your side. Nomad Warriors, once again, they were able to region back up Bronsberg. They have a car. It could peel back because SOLTISQUAD is not a team you want to mess with way too much. They got 2 chicken dinners yesterday, Imperium, in a row, which is nothing to really overlook. And look at that sexy ad coming on through. It's a Godzilla. It's going to be the next DLC.
I was trying to do Godzilla scream, but...
And that's what an Irish Godzilla sounds like.
Yeah, I know, right?
Damn, you should do the voiceover for the monster.
But anyway...
Give me spaghetti and meatballs.
What has my life come to? I'm sorry, guys. As we're just going to see Nomad Warriors, they were able to survive that. They're all in one vehicle, which is always going to be a bit risky, but they've managed to exit out of that situation. I'm really happy because that was the safe, calculated thing that they should have done, and they were able to execute that, so good job, Nomad
They can't allow
Warriors.
themselves.
No,
Like, no
they
mistakes
can't.
are allowed for Nomad Warriors. If you lose 1 member now, like, it's almost game over, but let's not talk too soon. That's SOLTISQUAD. Like, they've got nothing to do now. They're lonely in this compound, can loot everything they want.
But then again, they also need a lot of kills on top of a chicken dinner. So it's always a little bit kind of, well, when do we team fight? Do we leave it to the last second? You know, as I said, in that moment, it was the best thing that they did, but I'm sure they're aware they need to get a lot of kills. No mercy. They got a decent result last game. They're flying on through into the circle, going past Gatka, try and get a good position.
Just for all you people at home that's just joined the broadcast, don't know really what's going on, what's at stake in this match. This is the last match of the regional finals of the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split Wildcard Series. So far, 3 teams are fighting it out in the top 3 to try and get the #1 spot, to try and go over to the global stage in Berlin later on this year. Only 1 team will make it through. So far, in the positions, you have in #1 position, RGStarTeam with 212 points. Nova Esports with 211. As just a process, Tsugara going to be under fire by Team Hype, will be shut down. We're back to see RGStarTeam in the #1 position was 212 points. Nova Esports in second was 211. Only 1 point difference. Absolutely insane. Super close game. And in third, it is Nomad Warriors. That if they want to try and have a chance at getting that #1 spot, they need to make a minimum of 35 points.
Yeah, they really do. As Nova Bandit get a couple of kills on the Rose already. By taking out Rose, they've actually overtaken RGStar, even on point standings alone, because they've got those kill points. That's actually looking pretty good for Nova.
Talking about RGStarTeam, they dropped pretty close to Nova Esports, and they instantly, I think they maybe had the information, they just peeled back instantly.
Yeah, they pushed away far because we've seen this next circle. It's interesting. It's still quite central. It could be a Pachinki finish. A lot of teams around the west side are actually kind of close together, whereas the likes of OnyX Hype, Nomad Warriors, and even the Destroyer, They've got plenty of space.
The game early on Erangel, actually, a circle was pretty similar, and Nova Esports came out on top because their set location, and it seemed like we have Rosedal trying to copy the strat of Nova Esports, securing at the tippity top of that mountain under their control. Trust the process, making it finally out of military island and taking a lot of tick damage right now. They should be good to go if they have a few kits. They should be pretty healthy to make it through.
Yeah, it's only phase 2, so it doesn't really do a lot of damage. But of course, it's going to waste resources when you get to the late game, as you do see MK14 in that loot crate, as well as level 3 military vest helmet, and of course, the usual little bit of loot.
We are now 10 minutes in, still 16 teams. What you're looking for, 57 players up on the board all around. And really not much going on, which you are like expecting. If fights broke out this early on, that would be a little bit sad, especially if it involved the likes of RG, Nova, and Nomad Warriors. They have everything at stake. They got to try and play the best of their potential in this final game of the regional finals. Imperium. Just process on the move after their little bit of a skirmish earlier, and they made it out of Military Island. They're still in the blue zone, so they're going to take an extra tick damage once again. It is phase 2, as you said. They should be good to go, but RGStarTeam still on the move, sticking together. Hasn't really rotated out.
They've got Headshot near them. That'll be transferring to get a couple of kills and get a squad wipe. But we've seen Headshot go up against Rosa, win that fight.
They're trying to break the wheels.
So this is a good opportunity for RG to get a couple of kill points and to help increase their lead. But of course, the risk is that you could potentially lose that squad fight and get wiped out in 16. So they have a nice protection. They have a good area around them that they can move around. So they're looking pretty good.
You can just see the gameplay style of RGStarTeam. They just know they're just 1 point ahead, and no mistakes are allowed for you, this Chinese team, RGStarTeam. So they're just playing so passive, which you're not used to seeing, because RGStarTeam, with the likes of Rose and Nova, they're known to be super aggressive. It's the Chinese meta to just like force compound breaches, play aggressive, pick early game fights if you can. But now they're just super scared. There's a lot of pressure, and that simple pressure might be enough to like make them wave off a little bit of their path and actually do mistakes.
Well, yeah, you make a good point. The mental strength and mental pressure is such a big part of gaming, especially competitive gaming, any kind of competitive setting. If you can keep your cool, if you can keep your head in the right mind frame, in the right kind of way, under the most extreme pressure, there's a higher chance you're gonna come out on top. So this is the clutch moment for the likes of Nomad Warriors, RG, and Nova.
Confidence is also a big portion of esports as a whole. If you can get pretty confident in your gameplay style, you will have a higher amount of success. But Nova Esports and Rose, they're going to be fighting for the tippity top of this hill right now in Imperium. And Nova Esports, they tried to pull off the same rotation they had earlier in Game 3. Didn't work out this time, as Rose, they have called it home before them. And now they are first here, and a grenade going to be cooked up by one member of Rose. Not really going to commit to that one, as Nova Esports peeling back. Don't want to take the risk. Once again, another team like RGStarTeam playing super passive. Normally, they would have took that. They're just not going to deal with it.
It makes me really happy that they're just playing safe. Like, honestly, Rose, Nova, and RG... Sorry, not Rose. And Nova, RG, and Nomad Warriors, really great job. I said in my head towards Pachinki, I thought that shift might go a little bit extreme towards the east, and it does go there. But the good thing is, Maximin, is there's a lot of buildings, there's a lot of compounds between school, Rozhok, and Pachinki that the players can't take advantage of.
Yeah, the compounds are really unoccupied at this point in time, so the teams that rotate first will get prime locations to work with. So RGStarTeam on the very, very edge, as we have Team Headshot, I do believe it was earlier, that should be trying to rotate inwards, so maybe RGStarTeam has an opportunity for them to secure a few kills and just get a little bit higher of an advantage on Nova Esports. They just mustn't move.
And because of the fact that they have nice high walls around them, if I were them, I actually wouldn't move, Maxman. I would stay where they are. I mean, but maybe they're trying to stay ahead of the game, so look, let them do what they need to do. Yeah,
trying to get ahead is really important. That's what Nova Esports has been doing recently, and it's been paying off. SNG, they had a knock earlier. They were fighting against a few members, though, in the distance. The team fight with Team OnyX, actually, is going to be having, actually, the upper hand for OnyX. But even though they do not have the high ground, and a Bleak Snake and Den's going to be the 2 members remaining. 2v3 scenario, maybe going over to Team OnyX. They're going to use a little bit of utility at this point. Try to make it back up, but here it is. The trigger has been pulled. OnyX is rushing on through, looking for the engage.
Yeah, they have the high ground, although the protection from out from like the SNG is going to potentially help them. Bleak Snake, on a side note, knocks down Vegeta. Rage returns fire by knocking down Bleak Snake. Wolf is going to turn around and take down Bloody, as Deans is on his own.
He shot by mistake and he gave away his position. That feels bad, man. but seems like they're not going to be too cautious. Though, look at that around the corner. You have another team. That is Team Hype. And SNG and Bleak Snake, they're not looking good. Well, Bleak Snake is dead right now, but Den's super low, prone down, trying to snake his way through, but not really going to work out. They're going to